Oh my goodness. All right. Well. Yeah, we're live. Yeah.
Yay!
How about that?
Okay, I'm a little too excited for this show.
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 27th installment of Bullsitting on TSWS Gaming. This week we have the Nintendo Showcase, the PlayStation Showcase, and the Xbox Showcase galore. Essentially, it's a showcase reaction episode. Please press like if you're primed to consume. This week we have two special guests. I wonder when we're going to have five. First off, we have Mr. David Faulkner, who's been here before, but didn't get to do quiz time because the show was too full of stuff. Dave, I don't know about your chances this week, man. I don't know. I'm sorry. We're going to try, but I don't know how it's going to go. We also have at Mahat Mama joining us for the first time. Hopefully she'll be here many more times. Dave's already done his introduction previously. So, Mahat Mama, go ahead and introduce yourself to anyone, to the chat. And tell us about you, what you do, what you like, what you don't like. And when you finish, there's 3 questions you have to answer. No sitting on the fence. Question number 1, what is the greatest video game of all time? Question number 2, what is the greatest console of all time? And question number 3, what is the best console right now between the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series Series X? No sitting on the fence. Go.
Okay, well, hold on a second. Let me cough for a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I'm so sorry. Hello, everyone. I am Mahat Mama. I am a person, and I play video games sometimes. I'm a mom.
This is not awkward.
What? You told me to talk about myself, and that's me.
Go ahead.
I am a person, and I play video games. And I play them with my children, with my husband, with people I meet online. I am chronically ill, so that is how I am able to make friends and have friendships.
I feel terrible laughing right now. I just feel terrible laughing, but I just can't stop it. It was a fantastic way to come on. Welcome back again. Mahat Mama to TSWS Gaming Channel. Welcome back.
I'm good at being a person. What can I say? Yeah.
I don't want to get canceled for this. My mama, please continue. I mean, a man breaking into a woman's rent. That's just like. Go ahead, Mahat Mama.
What?
I apologize. I'm solo. Go ahead.
No, I'm great. He's just impressed about how much command I have over the. Anyway, yeah, I'm a mom. I am not anything super special. I'm just a normal person, and I like to play video games sometimes. Like that's really something I really enjoy, and I wasn't able to do it until people started letting me be able to. So. It's exciting. And you wanted me to do these 3 questions at the end, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my greatest, and these are my opinions, right?
Yeah.
That's why we're here,
course.
Mama. Don't tell us what you think people want to hear. We want to hear what you have to say.
Oh,
it's about
God.
you now.
God, I hate that. Nobody will. Okay.
You're the God right now. Go.
My favorite game of all fucking time that made me get a console in the first place was Crash Bandicoot. And I'm very specific. I like Crash Bandicoot 2. That's the best one.
Okay.
That's
a solid one.
I know.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's a very good pick.
I guess. My My favorite, the second one.
Look, always asking people where they eating dinner. Look, always wants to know where people eating dinner.
Check Dave. He's like, okay, let's see where this goes.
I'm screaming. Sorry, he's just like,
oh god.
Okay, so I would say that the most influential console to me was the PlayStation 1 because that is what made me want to get a console.
This one knows greatness.
Yeah, like
PlayStation 1.
I didn't have I'd have people had them at their houses, and my parents didn't understand that about video games and stuff. That my parents are a little bit older, and I saved up for that motherfucker with my own money in 6th grade, 7th grade. I mean, and it wasn't even a new game or anything at that point. It was just I was very specific. I wanted a PlayStation 1 so I could play Crash Bandicoot 2. So yeah,
It's okay.
Yeah, it's a good weird story, isn't it?
No, it's nothing weird about that. You just picked one of the best consoles ever. I mean, come on, thumbs up from everyone except for Ham Solo.
Everyone knows Ham has terrible taste.
Oh, ouch! He's wearing a Naruto shirt. How can you say that?
That's exactly how I can say that.
No, Cozy. Settle down, Cozy.
I don't have to speak. I don't have to speak. I mean, everybody knows. Everybody knows Naruto is dope. If you ain't rocking with Naruto, I mean, that's your problem.
Oh
it's better than Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, I like Dragon Ball Z as well. Yeah.
Well, Naruto's one of the big three anime, so.
I know it's one of the greatest animes of all time. So, I mean, if you want to hate, I mean, that's like hating on Lord of the Rings or something.
I don't like Lord of the Rings.
No, you're gonna say it's like hating on Loke. You're on the right path, Ham. Continue. Please conclude your spiel because we're almost 30 minutes in. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Don't! Oh my God! Why? Yes. Okay. No, I don't want it to be about me. I don't.
It's too late.
No.
Hang on a second. Cozy was 15 minutes late getting in here, and it's only 25 past. So we've only been at this for 10 minutes.
The time starts when it starts. The show starts at 2200 Central.
He's on that Texas time. He's on Texas time. It's whatever time Texas says it's time.
Here it is.
Doesn't make sense, but it does.
Anytime you bring up the greatest state on the planet, all right? I'm about to lose this shit.
Are you in Texas? Are you fucking serious?
I'm not in
yes,
Texas.
he is in Texas. No.
No. This is a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke that everyone makes. I'm not in Texas. I promise. I'm in.
He even has a hat. He even has a Texas
but
hat.
I've got a Texas. I've got my Appalachian hat.
Yo, what?
I got my cowboy hat. Hold on.
Let's see it. What color is it? What color
do you think it would be?
It would be black.
Oh, really? You think I'm a Johnny Cash man? Huh?
No, it's probably one of these ones, right? Oh,
pink.
Man.
What is going on right now?
I can't say that because I'd be stereotyping.
Everyone with a hat. All right, so anyone who doesn't have a hat,
my cat sat on it.
You are a loser if you don't have a hat. Cozy's got a hat. Who's yours?
I always have a hat.
Okay, here we go. My cat sat on my hat and bent.
I don't have the right kind of hat.
It feels up.
Anyways,
see what you just did, Dave. We just deviated into Texas town now. Come on. All right, Mahatma, please conclude so we can move on.
I think the best value console is really an Xbox right now.
Not the best value console. Don't give me these. Don't qualify it. What is the best console right now?
I don't know. I would say I like my Xbox Series X just fine. It's doing everything I need.
Done.
I can't even get a hold of a PS5. How can I judge one if I can't have one?
Yeah.
Fair point.
All right.
Very fair point.
All right. My hot mama has said it. It is said.
She's the first person to put Loke in his fucking place. Good job.
What?
Why? Because she chose the Series X?
No, because she says, I don't have one, so I can't judge it. It is what it is. You just got to take that answer. It ain't even a slight. That isn't even a slight on the PS5.
No.
He's always looking for that answer that's a slight to make, to drive some drama. We know what you're doing.
Drama.
Oh, yeah?
We know what you're doing.
Most PC person in the world. I don't do no drama.
Oh, whatever.
All right.
Cool.
Says the man in a suit. I've only seen man in suit do drama.
Oh my God, Dave, that laugh of yours, that was too sarcastic. I will kick you out. I will kick you out.
Remember the one time Loke had to change his shirt because he was also in blue and Ham and I were in blue? Remember that? I remember. Petridge Farm remembers.
Petridge Farm remembers. Yes, that did happen. It was too blue. I mean, I love PlayStation as much as the next guy, but no. All right, guys, let us begin because sorry. Before we start, Cozy,
Yeah.
what have you been playing this past week?
I'm still working my way through Immortality. It's like I'm like just in standby mode until Bayonetta comes out. But yeah.
I thought Immortality was like a movie game that you could clock in like 4 hours.
Possibly, but I don't think so. It's like because the nature of the game is you are looking at footage, like you're looking at a few clips, and then you can rewind and fast forward each clip, and there are specific objects that you can click on, people that you can click on, like you can click on the script and it'll take you to another scene. You can click on those scene clickety clackety board things, it'll take you to another scene. And as you do that, you unlock more scenes. And as you unlock more scenes, you have more footage to search through.
Oh.
Also, there's some scenes with a hidden scene where you have to play the movie backward at a specific... You don't know it's there until the control will vibrate. And I had to turn it off, so I had to turn it on because I would see. But there are these scenes that will... You have to get to a scene, and there's a small segment where if you rewind it slowly, there's a hidden scene that you can access. So it's kind of interesting, and it's 3 movies too, and some other side footage.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers for those that haven't played, including myself.
Are you gonna play it?
I have Yes, I've downloaded it already. I've already downloaded it. It's just finding the time. Like this last week, I was playing Metal Hellsinger.
Oh.
And yeah, and watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners. So I'm now hyped to finally play Cyberpunk 2077.
Hey, speak on Metal Hellsinger. Speak on it. Yeah. I've been hearing some good things about that game.
Gameplay is God tier. Like, it's not just good. It is fantastic. It really
because Matt likes games, said he loved that game. And so wow. Like so you both have played it so far. I haven't got to touch it yet. Yeah. I've been stuck on 2K. I've been stuck on 2K23.
He lives there now.
Yep. I finally became a casual. Here we go.
Oh my God, casual. What are you playing for?
Next up, Call of Duty.
Oh. All right, we might have to get you off the show. We have to find someone that can work OBS. We need to find a real gamer, okay?
Oh man,
someone that only plays like super niche JRPGs.
I gotta play Ni no Kuni before I can get my card back.
Oh,
you have to play Ni no Kuni before it even comes to the West. You know, when it launches in Japan only, you need to find a way to play Ni no Kuni then. Otherwise, you're not a real game.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So we need to start. We've been ragging on people for too long.
Oh, look at me, I'm all serious.
We're cozy. We're going to begin with the Nintendo Direct. This one comes to us from Game Rant. So the final clip of the event was a trailer for the sequel to 2017's Breath of the Wild, as well as the name for the much-awaited game, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know if it's Tears or Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears.
Tears. Is that it?
I think it's Tears, but I also understand your confusion.
Yeah. And also Nintendo has not come out to clarify that one.
Of course they didn't. Why would they?
Of course. The only new gameplay element revealed was a new traversal feature, a big mountable glider for Link. More significant, however, is the game is finally getting a release date, May 12th, 2023. Usually we start with the guests, but seeing as this is a Nintendo thing, we're going to start with Cozy.
What?
Because Cozy is our resident Nintendo expert.
Yes.
I'm not hardly the right person because I don't like all the main games that Nintendo
It don't
makes.
matter.
Okay, so the new Zelda game, of course, that looks cool. And I
love how you started out like you weren't going to talk about Zelda at all. And then that's the first game that came out of your mouth.
You know, shut your mouth, Hamothy. Sit down and be quiet.
Hamothy?
Know your place.
Hamothy.
That's his whatever government name now.
Name.
But
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it look cool. But whatever. And I know it'll be like probably what the people who like Zelda want. But I'm going to talk about Theater Rhythm, because Theater Rhythm is amazing. Theater Rhythm is the best rhythm game you'll ever play. It's also the greatest Final Fantasy game. You can hate me if you want, but it's better than any other Final Fantasy game. The one thing I'm kind of interested to see is if it's just going to be touch controls. Because that might change how I feel about it. Not touch controls, just with the controller. Because I think for me, the touch controls kind of elevated that game, like on the 3DS. But I would like to see also more of what music it has, because the game it's a rhythm game that covers pretty much all of the Final Fantasy music. And,
cool shit.
Yes, and you can unlock power-ups for the different characters and stuff. And they have boss battles and stuff, and you have to actually play accurately, and you give them power-ups that give them skills and boosts and stuff like that, so that if you're failing at the song, you can do better because you
cool.
Yeah.
Can I look this up right now on my computer? Am I allowed to use my computer while we're doing this?
Only if you're not during the quiz.
I just had a chat with HR, and yes, go ahead, you can use your computer.
Okay.
Dave, are you psyched about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom?
I'm on right now.
I didn't particularly like Zelda Breath of the Wild, so I'll reserve judgment on this one. It's let's say unbiasedly, Zelda Breath of the Wild had a huge amount of things going good for it. It's just not something I enjoyed when I played it. For a couple of different reasons, but the next iteration, if they've made improvements, the story's still always going to be solid. There'll be plenty of people who will enjoy it. I didn't think it was a bad game, and just didn't really get me drawn in. It felt very distant and clunky at times because you got to run over here to do this bit, and then run over there to do that bit, and then come all the way back over here. It just didn't seem to flow. I felt like I was constantly going all across the map. But my son loved it. He thought it was brilliant. Spent all his time at campfires cooking up stuff trying to kill Link. So, but I think this new one's people have been hanging out for it. Technically, it is it's the first Zelda made for the Switch because Breath of the Wild came out on the Wii, I think.
Yes, it did.
It was a Wii U game or Wii game. Anyway, it's their first crack at making one for the Switch, so I think it's going to have obviously a lot of improvements there. But yeah, people are hyped up about it. People are excited about it. They've been asking for it for a long time, and yeah, patience. Things comes to those who wait.
Is it a day one purchase for you then?
Oh, probably not for me, but I think the young fella might want it. So
No, you
He
called
was
him the
so
young
good.
fella. That's so cute.
he
Right.
he was super excited, but that wasn't the thing he was most excited about in that whole direct. So
That was the thing he was most excited about.
he got pretty excited about the Sonic game and a few of the other JRPG games that were in there. So
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Cute.
Before we move on to Mahat, let's have a silent moment for Sonic on Nintendo. Rip? No, nothing. Okay.
I mean, Sonic didn't start out there, so I mean, although Sonic has been
I'll never
pretty
give
much sold better.
I'll never give them
There.
their props for Sonic. I'll never
Damn.
give Nintendo their props for having Sonic on their platform. I hate it.
That's largely where
Doesn't feel right,
that's largely
does
where
it?
it's sold.
It doesn't
well,
feel
though.
right.
It's largely where
Hell,
it's
the
been
war is
sold
over.
well. It is.
The
It'd
war
be-
is over. That's what I will say.
it'd be
Nigga.
like
Go ahead.
it'd be like having Halo on PlayStation. Like it just doesn't feel right.
Whoa. Mahat Mama, go ahead, speak, because this is getting blasphemous. Mahat Mama, go ahead. Breath of the Wild 2. What are your thoughts? Are you gonna get it?
I think I don't know. My kids probably will. I can't work a Nintendo for the life of me. The only way I can work that console is if the kids turn the damn thing on for me, okay? That's why I like
Did you call it
Xbox.
Nintendo? Please,
What?
for the love. Well, you called it a Nintendo.
It is a Nintendo.
What is it? Is it not a
Right?
Nintendo?
Yeah, but that's like what old people call things.
I'm an old mom.
You're not that old.
No, you're not.
Not
You're not.
old.
You're not. You're really
Bitch,
not.
I am a grandma mentally. I call everything the Walmart. It is the Discord. It is the something. It is the Nintendo.
Jeez. I am just relieved that we have someone on the panel that can call Cozy bitch, and I don't have to worry about issues.
Getting out
Mama,
loud, you mean? Because I know you guys
just
say
keep
that online.
banging. For the rest of the show, just keep banging on that bitch button. Just keep banging on it. Every time you talk about bitch.
I only say it when I'm excited, and it is she gets it. But for real,
All right.
yeah.
Amity, Breath of the Wild 2. Good. I'm not
Do I have to talk about Breath of the Wild too?
Yeah. If you
No,
want.
you
I mean,
don't.
all right, fine.
What?
Since I have to talk about Breath of the Wild 2, I'll tell you what.
You don't have to. Oh,
My wife is really excited for Breath of the Wild 2. For me, I thought Phoenix Rising was better. I mean, I liked Immortals Phoenix Rising better. That was more my flavor of a game, just because no weapons breaking. I can just kind of run around and have fun. The story was, just more interesting to me, even though it was goofy. I don't know. It's just better. So, like, am I excited for this next one to come out? I haven't beat the last one, but my wife is pretty close to beating the first one. She's been playing it on and off for a few years now, and
that's a day one.
Yeah. I showed it to her, and she got really excited and busted out her Switch and started playing. You got to
make sure she gets everything 100% Zelda. the first one and then be like, okay, you can get the second.
Yeah,
I'll allow it.
see, that's what's annoying about the way she plays is that's exactly how she does it. She wants to get everything done, and I tell her like, "Ew,
They don't reward you.
Just
Nintendo's
beat
not-
the game. Who cares about everything in that game?" And she's like, "I just like to beat everything." And I'm like, well, the thing is like you put it down and then you pick it up like 6 months later. And it's like, what's the point of trying to beat everything when you never like stick to something for super long?
Because everyone plays different.
Yes, Ham, you did say that.
Everyone plays differently.
And that's fine, but at the same time, I'm just like, why are you excited for this? You ain't putting any
At the
damn
same
time. I mean, it's just looking at it from like a do we need this right now perspective.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I get that.
Ham, I got a funny one. You know how people say mansplaining? That is game-splaining.
Oh, stop.
Huh?
Yeah, that was whack.
If it's taking someone like multiple years to finish that game, then you don't really need to go out and get the next one if you're still working your way through.
No,
it'll be there.
I'd be more interested in like trying to get into the Bayonettas because I haven't got into any of the Bayonettas before.
You need to get into Bayonetta.
Yeah, about Bayonetta.
But they announced they talked about Bayonetta 3 there, and an interesting one to me was Sifu being on Nintendo. That kind of threw me for a surprise a little bit. So
good luck with that left Joy-Con.
Moving on. Osha says, lol, that Nintendo Direct had me sleeping. Nintendo
excuse you. You are factually wrong. You are factually wrong.
That's so funny.
I have a lot of respect for you, but you are factually wrong.
Cozy, stop defending the $1 billion company. Osha also said Nintendo pimp handing its fan base. How is Breath of the Wild still $60?
Because it sells at $60. It sells at $60. That's how it's still that price.
Okay, Cozy got her. Cozy playing defense today.
Because she's saying it
Mario Rabbids got Mario Rabbids. That's like, I'm excited for there's so many good games. Just so amount of good games.
If you keep going, I'm just gonna skip the rest of the Nintendo games and move on to the PlayStation Showcase. I'm just gonna do that.
Oh man, Luke's safe word is just not working at all.
I'm going to tell you about how great Mario Rabbids is. And Pikmin 4?
When you say it like that, I'm thinking about it like in the other way, and then I'm imagining someone saying the safe word, and then the other person just keeps on freaking.
Mario Rabbids is the greatest game Ubisoft has given us.
Right now. The dude is saying
this is the greatest game Ubisoft has given us in like 10 years. Not 10, like 5, 6.
Freaking stop.
Because what? Yeah.
Red says Nintendo ain't for me, but each to their own. Yes, that's a good take. Let us move on before Cozy destroys the entire
Pikmin
Nintendo
4.
The second entry in the Octopath Traveler series has also been confirmed for February 24th, 2023. The game will feature 8 new protagonists in the world of Celestia as it enters a new era. Octopath Traveler will also bring some new features, including varying paths for characters based on day and night cycles. Before you guys get in with this one, what the hell happened? The first one was on Xbox. The second one is not on Xbox. What the hell?
Business is business.
Go ahead. Mahatma. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Well, no, business is business, baby.
Business is business. All right, but did you like the reveal? Are you looking forward to Octopath Traveler? Is it a mid franchise?
No, I probably won't be playing it because I literally only play a couple games. So I'll watch some gameplay of it, though. I like that. I mean, my family will probably play it. So.
All right, cool.
Oh wait, is it on just
Dave.
PlayStation? Then absolutely not. I won't be playing it. I'll just watch gameplay.
It's on
No,
No,
Switch.
it's on PC as well.
no, it's on Switch and PC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. We got the Switch.
Mama, you sound like you really have an axe to grind with PlayStation. Settle down, there will be a chance. I
No,
promise.
No, she just said her
promise.
kids will be playing it, and then she thought it was only on PlayStation. That's what happened.
yeah.
Sure. Dave, go ahead. Octopath Traveler 2.
Octopath Traveler 2. I like it. I like the art style. I played part of the first game. Yeah, I thought it was quite a good little JRPG. Try and think that this game came about at about the same time as Bravely Default 2, the original Octopath Traveler did, when Square Enix was having nothing but those big Western action games coming out. And then all of a sudden they popped up with these two traditional JRPGs, being Bravely Default 2 and Octopath Traveler. And of those two, Octopath Traveler was the one that did the good numbers. They ported it to Xbox, and now Octopath Traveler 2's getting released. Switch, PC, PS. So, looks good. I like it.
I think Nelson Gaming is insinuating that the completion percentage on Xbox was 5%. Is that what you're saying in the chat, Nelson Gaming?
I was
Hammerfeet.
0.5%.
0.5. That's what he's.
0.5%.
I think he's insinuating. The thing is, he said completion percentage of Luke, 0.5%. I don't know what he means by Luke. Does he mean the game? Does he mean me specifically? And it's just misspelling my name to trigger me? I don't know. Hammerfeet, Octopath 2.
Oh, I mean,
don't mute yourself when you laugh, Mama. Go.
I'm not into that game, so it's just a shrug on the shoulders for me. I don't care.
All right, Cozy. Octopath Traveler.
It's okay, but it's not like I'm very picky about what JRPGs I'm willing to even touch, and so it looks pretty, and I own it, but I'm not like hurt or anything. I'm like, I can get it on the Switch, but it's like whatever. It's low on the priority. It's low on the totem pole of games I care about.
All right, moving on. Going to the chat. Osha says Xbox needs to cut ties with Square Enix. They can keep their weak as fuck JRPGs.
Oh my god.
Better. Dude, don't be rowdy like that.
Yowza.
They're not weak. Damn. Nelson Gaming clarified he meant the game. It's 0.5%. I will have to check. I'm not saying you're lying, but I will have to check when I have time. Also, he says Xbox is the great David Faulkner. Okay. I think he's just saying David Faulkner is great. Awesome. Retro Gamer Nelson. Okay, Mr. Inferno in the house. Welcome, bruv. Welcome. Bring in the fire. Okay, lastly, we have Bayonetta 3 announced at the showcase. They showed some trailers. During the direct, they also featured other characters making appearances: Luca, Jean, and Viola. Bayonetta 3 releases on Switch on October 20. Oh, okay. October 28th. This one is very close.
Yeah.
Mahatmama, are you psyched for this one?
Bayonetta?
Yes, 3.
The only time that I've ever played Bayonetta is in Smash. So I would like, whenever Cozy was talking about Bayonetta, I would like to know more about the Bayonetta franchise, because I like her character. That's like one of the bitches I could actually play with her in Smash. Like with the timing, because it's about timing.
Who would want to play with that?
Oh, so is the game. It's all about that witch time.
Yeah, like yeah, like and so I like her character, but I've never had any exposure to the Bayonetta story or anything. So you can tell me about that sometime, Cozy. I would like to know. You have a captive audience in me.
All right, so Cozy is gonna give us the breakdown. We're gonna give you that space to do that right now, Cozy. But first, Mr. Dave, Bayonetta
Yep.
3. Go.
Yep. It looks interesting. I'd like to see a bit more of it as well. It's starting to look to me like it'll be one of those games where there's a lot going on the screen, and it might just be a little too much for
I'm trying to
me to
fix
keep
it.
up. But it's the first, like 1 and 2 were quite popular and certainly had some good storylines and gameplay mechanics in it. So we'll see if they've been able to improve or advance the game. If it's pretty much the same as Bayonetta 2, though, it's a bit. They need to take a big step forward, I suppose, is what I'm expecting from them. So yeah, interesting. We'll see how it goes.
All right.
Yeah.
Cozy, you look like you're itching to jump in. You were like hopping on your chair.
Sorry, because
So
I love
I'm gonna
Bayonetta
let you
so
off the leash.
much.
I'm gonna let you off the leash like a rabbit dog. Go.
I love Bayonetta so much ever since the first time I touched it, because it was like, if you like Devil May Cry, you're gonna love this. And you're right. It's like, so specifically for those of you who haven't played it, it is an
I like
action
Devil May
game.
Cry. I've never played this, so I'm excited. Continue, Cozy.
It's an action game that, it doesn't punish you for not being great at it, but as you progress, you gain more skill, and you don't gain skill per se, but you get better at. It's like, I'm trying to explain this. It's like how Devil May Cry, you start out, with the enemies, they're easier, and then they progress, and you learn how to utilize your skills and stuff like that to progress better in beat bosses and bad guys. And a lot of it is about timing, and that in a way can make it easier because you just have to learn how to use which time. It rewards you for dodges and executing attacks without getting hit and all that jazz. But it's just, and I think that's what, she's just such a fun character too. She's fun in a way that that's like, that elevates the game, and I think that for me is what really elevates the game. She is such a fun, lovely, sexy character. I really love her character design. If you did not know, she's designed by a woman.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that, and thank you very much. Love it.
So, and I think that's half of what appeals to me. I didn't know that either until someone said that, because there was an issue with people like, oh, sexualizing, and she's playful.
Gaze.
Yes, but it's kind of different from how a guy would design a game. And I think that, to me, is kind of like the difference. She's playful herself, and it's not like, look at me, I'm hot. It's sort of like, she's like, I know you know that I know I'm hot, but, you could never. And I recommend this game to anyone who likes action games. What? Can you not hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead,
I'm sorry, my brain. But I agree that the game, I would like to see it take another leap. I don't know what that leap needs to be, but I would like to see it do it bigger, do it better, because a lot of everything about the game design for me is phenomenal. And the same way for anyone who loves Devil May Cry, I'm telling you, do yourself a favor, play Bayonetta. And I know if you're not going to play it on the Switch, which has 1 and 2, I think it is 1 and 2. I have them on the Wii U. 1 is available on the Xbox.
Cool.
Also, there is.
All right.
Wow, so it is, huh? Mm-hmm. That's cool as shit.
So Cozy, when you get your check from the developers of Bayonetta, just split it. We'll be waiting.
No, that's all for her. That's
a
all
very
for
good sell.
her.
That was a very good sell. Okay, let's go to the chat for a minute, real quick. Welcome, Mr. Blade X, Mr. or Mrs. I don't know. Welcome, Blade X. Welcome, Jermaine Steel Platinum Gaming. Says he's super excited for Suikoden. I don't know Suikoden.
Konami.
Okay.
Konami
Okay.
came through.
Osha says the decision to make Bayonetta a Nintendo exclusive is such a bizarre decision to me. I mean, she's not exactly
It
a
wasn't.
Nintendo princess. Oof.
It wasn't made.
Good.
It was basically
Don't
the
try and
game
put
exists
women in
because
a box.
Nintendo. Nintendo paid for this
That's
game to
cancelable
exist.
offense.
The Nintendo literally paid for this game to exist. And the fact that we're getting a 3, despite the fact that Bayonetta 2 sold like maybe 100,000 copies. The fact that we're getting a 3 is like very big. But, you know, there was not even a plan initially in the work for it, too. It was just Bayonetta, and that's all you got. And then they surprised, like, hey, surprise, you're getting a Bayonetta 2. And I was like, I will take it. I don't care who was like decided to fund this game actually coming to fruition.
So this one's so well, Cozy. Blade X is going to check it out. Well done. Well done. Okay, Nelson says Bayonetta is what I wanted out of Nintendo Direct. Retro says not in a while, bro. Ain't seen him. Okay, he's talking about something else. All right, Hamothy. Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta
Are you
3.
excited?
I mean, as I just got done pointing out to Cozy, like I've never played any of the Bayonettas, and I was thinking about buying it for, I believe it was my PS3 or my 360 or something like that, not that long ago, and I didn't do it for whatever reason. But I'm finally getting my capture card for my PS3 and 360 and Dreamcast.
The PS3 version.
You said don't get the
No.
PS3 version?
No. That's the worst place to play.
Why?
It doesn't perform well.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
Oh,
so
man, where'd you
Makes
go?
sense that it's bad on PS3. The Sony slander has begun.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I had like, you know, 80 games on the PS3. I had a huge PS3 game collection, and that was like my primary. Like, I was a PlayStation gamer until like more recently. And I had PlayStation 3, and I got a PlayStation 4, but I also got a 360, and it was like my first Xbox. The first time I experienced the game on the Xbox, because I loved it so much, I was like, huh, this game performs a lot better on Xbox, on the 360. So I would not recommend.
You said that? Oh, man.
bruh.
it just is what it is.
No.
360 had a lot of games that performed
That just,
better.
like,
I mean,
you ever
that's just
played
what
Mass
it was. What it
Effect?
was.
That was another thing. I
Em,
played
you
Mass
would say
Effect
that,
on
Em.
PlayStation, and I was like blown away by how much better
I
it
mean,
performed.
you can
on-
go back and forth all generation with each console. There's games that play better on each one. I mean, it just is what it is. Different development, different people working on it. You know, more people used to certain software more than that. Oh, look at Loke trying to get me getting out of talking about. Oh, we making sense now. But you need to shut up. Shut up.
Say something.
I was going to,
Go ahead.
but it's important to remember like what what tech and software developers were using to develop the game at the time, and then looking at it and being like, okay, well, do I have the hardware that's going to support this kind of gameplay? That's just my take.
I mean,
Right?
a lot of people complained about the cell. A lot of people complained about having to work on the PS3. So I'm not surprised that there were a lot of games that had a harder time playing than the 360.
Okay, let's go to the chat. Blade X says she's a traitor, talking about Cozy, turning her back on the PlayStation 3.
I see you, Loke, in the chat. You tripping.
Even
I didn't say
Sony
nothing.
admits that was a disaster.
You are messy, Loke. You are messy.
What are you talking about? I'm the only one wearing a suit here, right? I'm the most.
That means you're the least
serious person
trustworthy.
I do love the suit though.
You're welcome. Moving on. Nintendo, we're done with Nintendo. Ham, please check your WhatsApp. Uh, PlayStation State of Play. Again, this is from Game Rant. Another PS5 exclusive unveiled at this event is the latest action RPG by Koei Tecmo's Team Ninja, Rise of the Ronin, which a lot of people have been pointing out here in the chat. This title is similar to like a Dragon Ishin's general premise, following a samurai in the 19th century with a heavy focus on the Bakumatsu period, where Japanese people dealt with invasions from Western nations and a civil war between supporters and those opposed to the Tokugawa shogunate. That was fun.
You did a great job.
I tried.
Did not
I tried.
stutter.
Yeah, he did great.
Mahat, please tell us, did you see the trailer? Are you excited? Are you getting this one? Or did it turn you off?
Is it on PlayStation?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah,
So.
so then that's the answers. I won't be. But I love
No, but
what
this one's an
the
exclusive. There's a couple of games that PlayStation showed that are on Xbox, but they didn't come out and
this one's an
say, but this one
exclusive.
specifically.
That one
Yes.
sounds cool as hell. I love how that how you read that. You know, I didn't watch the state of play because I've had COVID with the kids, so for the past however.
Mhm.
But I love what the what you just said about it. About the
Okay. So
point
you
of
won't be checking
view.
it out because you don't have a PS5.
What? Okay.
Oh yeah.
No.
Okay. All right, Dave. Rise of the Ronin. Are you
Yeah,
psyched for this one? Yeah, I know you have a PS5.
yeah, I do.
So you,
I've
you
got.
look forward to it, or does
I
it look
got lucky.
like a Ghost of Tsushima clone?
I got lucky when I got my PS5 because I got a GameStop equivalent down here. They rang me up and said they're going on pre-order. Do you want one? And I said, "Fuck yeah!" So I've got one of the original first batches that made it into Australia. I've got one of those.
Oh.
So
Oh.
mine's this
Aren't
Dang.
you
big,
lucky?
chunky, clunky, heavy as fuck one, and I love it. I love it. Anyway, Rise of the Ronin. It's I like the look of it, and it's 2 years away, so it's only going to improve. It's it's the story beats I think are going to be important. But Team Ninja's been working on that one for a few years. Sony's come in and
7 years.
put a fair bit of money into it. Yeah, so Sony's come in and put a fair bit of money into it. It's been sort of a background sideline project for Team Ninja for a while. They sort of got started on it as a offshoot to Neo 2. I was reading somewhere from one of the developers. They said, "Oh, we toyed with the idea of this being a DLC for Neo 2, but then it sort of tracked on its own and started to become its own beast. So we just kept chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. So um, I'm yeah, I am excited for it. These are the sort of games that I like. Being a 2024 release, I feel like they might have gone a little early on this one. They didn't need to, but I suppose with the Ubisoft announcements and a couple of others, it's sort of the reaction that they were getting to feudal Japan games and samurai games and the demand that's there. You might as well take advantage of the hype while it's hot. But yeah, I'm
But the reason that the developers stated it's coming out in 2024 is because of Wolong Fallen Dynasty next year. So they wanted to space it out. They're not worried about it, Ubisoft.
well. You could drop both of them within a 2 month or 3 month window. With this one being PS exclusive or PS5 console exclusive, they've got a window there where because they're only going to a specific part of the market where Wulong's going across the board. They could have dropped them both within 2 or 3 months of each other and be fine. But I suspect that something else similar to this is going to pop up at the back end of next year. So these guys got told to push it out a little bit.
All right. Okay. So I'm guessing you're stoked for it and you're getting it, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm getting that.
So you're not worried about it being a Ghost of Tsushima clone?
No, I saw enough there to feel it's going to be very different. But again, it's the storyline. When we see what the storyline is, then that's where the critical piece is going to be.
Okay. Let's go to the chat for a bit. Retro says 7 years. Yes, dude. 7 whole years developing a game. Nelson Gaming says it's good that Sony Interactive budget not okay, dude. Get it together in the chat. Blade X says I'm Barbados. I'm in Barbados. You can walk into a store and get a PS5 easy. Wow. Okay.
How much are they?
So Mahat,
Crazy.
you know what you need to do. Get your visa to Barbados and get your PS5.
Well, the hot day.
Cozy.
Yes.
Cozy. On that note, Cozy, are you looking forward to what is this? Rise of the Ronin?
Well, I too don't have a PS5, but this, but you also know my 5 rule games. This game does not make the cut. This is like one of those games that, once it hit $5, I might try it. Not 5, 10. I don't, and that's not to make the game sound bad. It's just like, I guess I'm not really into like the Japanese culture stuff. So it doesn't have any additional appeal to me. It's just like, okay. The action looks kind of cool, but it also looks kind of like Assassin's Creed, which I find very boring.
Assassin's Creed. Now that's an insult. Ham. Before we go to Ham, Nelson Gaming says Wolong is for the Neo fan base, from what I hear. Well, it's the same developer, so you would assume there's some, similarities. Hamathy, Rise of the Ronin. Are you interested or not?
I am.
And also, Cozy has a point when she says that we don't need more samurai stuff.
I did not say that. I said it didn't appeal to me. I didn't say we don't need.
Why would you ask me to speak and then say that?
She didn't say that.
No, that is not a paraphrase.
She just said that's not her jam. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
I don't believe in taking things from other people. Other people love that. So I think that is perfectly valid. But for me, it doesn't work.
Okay, Hamati, before you go in, this one's for my hot mama. It's $900.
Oh, well, then I'll just, not pay a couple medical bills. Thanks.
Easy decision. Ham,
yeah.
Go ahead. Rise of the Ronin.
And then I'll pay for the games, too.
Oh, man. Jesus. Go ahead. Wow.
All right.
My mama is merciless, dude.
All
right. Anyways, is it my turn yet? I'm just wondering, are we going to stir up any drama right after we announce this? Okay, all right. So let's go. So this game from Team Ninja looks absolutely fantastic. Like during the showcase, bro stabs him with like a gun sword type of thing, right? And then shoots him while he's while he's stabbed. And I was just like, okay. So if anybody thinks this is going to be like Ghost of Tsushima, that's pretty much off the table now because I got a gun. So like this is going to be dope. The setting is like during one of the most historical, like revolutionary times in Japan. So, I mean, that's really interesting as well. I mean, a lot of people want to see something and compare it to like ghosts and stuff. And I mean, I think that's kind of, I don't know. I guess that's an easy thing to kind of, yeah. That's kind of an easy take to kind of go with. But like, for me personally, I think this game is going to be something different. It's going to feel different. It's going to look different. Keep in mind, Ghost of Tsushima came out on the PS4 and then got made, it got remastered pretty much for like the PS5 in certain elements. not in all elements. This game is made for the new consoles. So
Yes.
The
I
part of
am.
that sorry,
Go ahead, Dave.
there's a there's a apologies for the delay. The internet's crappy down here today. There's a part like what Ham was just talking about with the gameplay piece and how different it is. Not just the weaponry, there's the vertical movements as well. So you would have seen just prior to that spot that Ham was talking about, there's a vertical element to the combat. So you get up off the ground and enemies get up, like not just off the ground, they're up off the ground. And there's a dash, it's not a dash, but it's a long quick movement that covers a long distance. So you're not stuck on the ground trying to, emulate footwork and all that sort of stuff. There's your usual Japanese game, like where you can get up and you can get across and you can move around really quickly. And I think that's the gameplay element. Well, for me, and I agree with Han, the gameplay element certainly appears to be there. It's very intriguing.
Yeah,
That's
I
neat.
mean,
It looks like they're
GOT.
incorporating a dash into that.
possibly. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see more stuff as it comes out. But what I'm noticing is a lot of games are starting to really lean into. I mean, I'm guessing a good portion of it's because of the power of these newer consoles and stuff like that nowadays. But like you're starting to see a lot more games lean into the fast pace, like wild, like attacks and stuff like that, compared to before where it was a little bit more slow pace. I'm just I'm extremely excited for games like this. I'm fairly excited for a game like Forspoken as well. Like, I mean, they got some fast-paced, moving, get in, get out, attack kind of styles that I'm down for, and I'm there for it.
Before we get off subject, let's move this along.
Continue.
The game with the yams.
Oh,
Stella
okay.
Blade.
You want to talk about that Stella?
Blade. The fantasy sci-fi game from Project Eve, a title by Korean developer Shift Up that has appeared at numerous showcases, had some extended gameplay. Mama, did you see this extended gameplay?
No, I did not.
All right. Dave, did you see the extended gameplay for Stellar Blade?
Oh, I did. And I had to be very careful who was around me when I watched it.
All right. And
It's
what
not
did you
that
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
I thought it was no, you're right. I thought it was quite interesting. It's certainly got a lot of graphical power there, and I'm intrigued. The story
Look at those
was sort of starting to grab me, and yeah, I thought it was quite I don't know how to explain it. It feels like it's going to be a hack and slash JRPG. There's a lot of intrigue there, but just the graphical prowess on when we rewatched it in 4K and it's certainly you can see it's a passion project. But geez, man, it looks so good.
All right. It does look good. It looks good.
yeah, Love's leaning into that. He's like, that shit look good.
So interestingly enough, this is
Like,
Someone get him some water. Get him some
it's
milk.
not a game that I would get a
Look at it.
PS5 for, but it's significantly higher on the list than that other game. It's sort of like if I got a PS5, there were 5 games out I wanted on a PS5. I'd be like, oh, let me get these 5 games and then this one. So it ranks pretty high for me. It's not like I would buy a PS5 for it, but I would actually play it. I would get it if I got a PS5.
Before it got into a deep sale, you would get it.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to the chat for a bit. Dave, Retro says you need to take off the hat.
What? What's
I'm
wrong
just
with
saying
that?
he's part of the people that pay for Patreon. So his opinion, like really, really matters. So if you could just take it off, you know, I'm not
No.
like a stripper. Just take it off. That's
Wrong
No.
anyway.
strippers also.
Yes, nothing wrong with
What?
strippers. Nothing
Wait,
wrong.
what are
If
we
you want to
taking
strip
off?
slowly, David's hat.
No.
Retro. All right, that's a no. Retro, please don't
No.
cancel your Patreon subscription. Mr. Inferno Gabe says
But
hack and slash has always been fast. Soulborn has been slow. Um, okay, Retro says them physics though. I know what you mean, bruv. I know what you mean. Mr. Inferno, let's get these likes up. Because he says slow and methodical. Retro says graphical assets, you could say.
What game is this so I can look at it? So
It's Stellar Blade.
Google.
Stellar
Google
Blade.
Yeah.
Let
And
me
then
look
Google-
at it. What's it got
and
some
then-
titties in it and we're all making weird things about it's got some good titties in it.
No, it doesn't. Nelson Game says those yams. Blade X says the PS5 SSD powering them jiggle physics. Guys, can we talk about the game? Blade
Yams.
Play looks solid.
He says-
The game
Oh, that looks
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yams just going across the screen right now. Everybody's getting a piece of these yams. You can see these
Lastly,
yams.
Oh, I see
Retro
it.
says tease me, David. Dave,
Look at them
you and
yams.
Retro need to just figure this out offline. All right, let's
Show me
focus
the
on them
money.
game.
Show me the money.
That looks
Oh, damn.
gorgeous.
Okay, let's move along from the
For
yams.
shame. For shame.
The yams. Dude, I didn't know what yams were until they announced this game, and then
Wait,
people
you
started
guys don't have yams?
yelling.
Texas? You don't have yams in
Oh, I didn't. Cozy.
I
whatever.
like how Mr. Inferno called it thick blade.
Texas?
Oh my
Oh.
god. He did call it.
Thick blade. I like
get
that.
it.
Horrible.
Woo!
Oh, you get it now, Hot Mama?
Horrible.
I get it now. Okay, we're talking about an ass. Oh my god.
What?
Jesus Christ.
Yes,
Wow.
he was also staring when God created that ass. He was also
Yeah.
staring. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that looks pretty good. That looks
Hey,
pretty good.
a good ass is a good ass.
Is a good ass. Okay. Matt likes games. Welcome. And the first comment he has is stellar butt. Bro, come on.
Hi,
All
Matt.
right, let's move on. Let's move on from the yams. Let's talk about the best fighting game franchise ever. First revealed with a teaser at
Mid.
Evo 2022. Tekken 8 is the next installment in Bandai Namco's popular fighting game franchise. Mahat, do you play fighting games? Are you psyched for Tekken 8?
I do not play Tekken. I played Injustice 2. So that's that. I'm sorry. Look at him. He's so disappointed in me. He
Not
hates me so
because-
much.
Not because you don't play Tekken, but because you prefer 2D fighting to 3D. If you had chosen another fighting game that was 3D, I could let that pass. But 2D,
I've
What is
got
it,
enough.
1984?
Okay, you know what? 2D is enough for me.
Yeah, don't judge.
He's
Alright.
hating on Smash Bros.
Dave,
He
Take your
actually
judgment back to
hates and
Texas.
hates on Smash Bros.
Take your judgment back
Yes,
to
I am.
Texas. Okay.
all right. Let's go to the chat for a bit. Retro says, "I'll fight you all." Jeez, a bit violent. Dude,
He's
you know
pumped for that
my
game.
gamer tag. Just add me and we can go.
He's
Jermaine
Retro
says
is
third
pumped for
best.
that game.
Jermaine says third best. Someone get Jermaine out the chat. Ammon Ra. Yeah, Ammon Ra, I think,
Shit.
says, I'm disappointed. Okay. Blade X, it's my first time here, and I like everyone's. Bruh, like, subscribe, ring the bell. We'll be waiting for you. Retro says Tekken is the king. You see, someone recognizes greatness. Someone
Please.
recognizes.
That's
Anyways,
good. I'm glad.
Dave. All right, Dave. You
Yes.
saw the trailer, right? Did you see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It was a good
Unreal
opening.
Engine
Great
5.
opening.
Unreal Engine 5. What are your thoughts? Are you getting it?
Yeah, no, it was a great way to open the show. There's that sly little nod to Street Fighter 6 with the muscle deflection stuff when he pulls his arm back and pops the veins out. So yeah, it's I liked it. I'm not a huge fighting game connoisseur, but I Tekken and Street Fighter are two that I like. Mainly because there's not a lot on the screen and I can keep up with the stuff. But yeah, I thought it was good. Retro is like pumped. Like when I say he's pumped, he is GT7 level pumped about Tekken 8. And I haven't picked up a Tekken game since Tekken Tag or Tekken 3. I love Tekken Tag Tournament. Let me down
Me
so much. I haven't
too.
played one since. But Tekken
Tag was the
it's the
best
same.
one.
Like Tekken Tag was garbage.
Oh, I love Tekken Tag Tournament.
Tekken Tag was dope. I love that game.
It was
What are you? All
garbage.
right. Dave is in the mud. Just stop listening to Dave, everyone. Stop listening to Dave. Also, before we move on, Dave, I just wanted to say something. You talk about having lots of stuff on the screen. If you look at the gameplay for Tekken 7, you'll see that they've cleaned out all that extra fluff that you had in Tekken 6 and that you also have in lots of these 2D fighting games, especially the anime ones where there's a million things on the screen.
Yeah.
Tekken is a proper mix of like as realistic as we can make it without making it boring like UFC, you know? So
Yeah.
I would suggest giving
He-
Tekken
he-
7 a go.
Definitely. I'll take that on advisement. I think
Don't listen to Loke.
just to cap off my point on
Don't listen to
sorry,
Loke.
just to cap off on my point here about Tekken 8,
Let him finish.
the camera work, I think this is where Street Fighter and Tekken are really going to diverge again. The camera work in Tekken 8 from that what we saw in that demo, which was running in engine in game, the way that they're cutting back and forth with the cameras to make it, I shouldn't say more 3D, but to try and sort of give it that more rounded perspective. I think that's going to be a big hit for that game. Whereas you look at Street Fighter 6 and they're less moving the camera around through the fight. It's more on the set pieces. I think that's where the big difference is going to come.
The
But yeah,
director,
I mean, it's good looking.
a lot of people were asking exactly what you're talking about right now because it said in game and then there was lots of cuts to extra stuff and a lot of Tekken people were like, what the hell is this part of the game? The director, if you check the extended like interviews that are on the net, he clarified that a lot of that extra stuff won't be what you see in game. That was just a trailer. What you can focus on was those, I think it was like 6 or 8 seconds of just Jin and Kazuya side by side and actually just fighting. The extra stuff where they zoom in on his muscles and whatever, that is not what you're going to get on a
That's just
one-to-one
trailer
fight.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all just trailer. But in those the engagement fighting parts of it, how the camera was shifting around a bit, like, yeah, I think that's
All right.
where it's going to be a lot more dynamic.
Okay, let's go to the chat a bit. Oshus says, best fighting game. I didn't know Mortal Kombat was at the PS5. Mortal Kombat wishes it was.
Mortal Kombat is kind of trash.
It
It's only been more recent entries that Mortal Kombat has been good. People just liked it because it was edgy. That was it.
Yes,
Mortal Kombat
that is
was a bad game that was edgy. And
In
then
terms of
it got
being a
better at
technical
like
fighter,
after several
Yes.
iterations.
I can't believe me and Cozy actually agree on something. But yes, Mortal Kombat is legendary because of the cultural effect it had, not because of the technical fighting. Just stop, settle down. Amon Ra says, I'm disappointed old girl ain't play. Everyone need to play Tekken, Jin, and Yoshimitsu all day. Amon Ra,
What?
my gamer tag is on Twitter. Please add me so we can
I
walk
like
you around.
playing. I like
Retro.
playing. No, never mind.
Go ahead, Cozy. You're saying?
I'm my brain froze.
Okay. Retro says so excited. Amon Ra, Xiao Yu is the reserve team. Dude, how many characters do you play with? Retro David, no. This money thing, man. I'm gonna get that friend request sent. Look, you're going down like a cheap lady of the night.
Oh, sir. Can you film it at least?
Oh shit!
You don't need to insult a lady of the night like that.
Let's just put into context. Retro is from Northern Ireland, so
Izzy. Okay, I have a question for him about a certain person's death, but let's keep going.
Wait!
Wow!
Oh no, I'm here for that. You rang?
Realistic Loke making fun of the fact that I said that Tekken is the close. Yes, dude, Tekken is the closest to simulation fighting compared to the other ones, except UFC. Take it and go. Retro says he said it was a preview for the story mode. Exactly. And if you play the Tekken 7 story mode, there's lots of those little cuts. But when you're actually playing the game like one-on-one, you don't get those cuts. Jermaine says, is Tekken even the best? Dude, no. Blade X, I can't believe the blasphemy I'm hearing. Believe it. It gets nasty around here. Okay. Let's go back to the topic at hand. Cozy, Tekken 8. Are you psyched?
I'm not psyched. Tekken isn't one of my favorite fighting games. It's probably like I'd rank it as fourth as a series. Which is still pretty high. But it's like definitely one that it's like I'll eventually pick it up. They haven't lowered the price on 7 for all things.
Cozy, 7 was on Game Pass for a minute, and then they discounted it.
I wanted everything. It wasn't cheap enough.
Okay, Ham, go ahead.
You know what I really miss, Loke?
Yeah.
Tekken 8 sounds really good, but you remember back in the day with the earlier Tekkens where they had the side scrolling kind of like the Streets of Rage shit that they had?
Ooh,
and you used to have to
Tekken
fight
Force.
Brian
Tekken Force.
and shit like that.
Tekken Force.
Yes.
That was fire.
I want
That was
that
fire.
back. I want that brought back into the game. That's just a random thought that I had. I would buy it day one if it was in that game.
Ooh.
But seeing that it's probably not going to be in the game at all. I'll probably wait for a sale, but I'll definitely want to pick up Tekken. I definitely want to pick up Tekken because I mean that game's just always been good in my opinion. It's always been a technically sound game. Yep.
There's a joke in there somewhere. I was finding it.
I will let that one slide.
Acknowledge it.
Oh yeah, who are you gonna play with?
I haven't got it now. I haven't got into the last couple of Tekkens, just because I kind of got burnt out on it. I got burnt out, but it's been a while, and I'm down. I'm down for something nice, pretty, new, and bring the folks back. I'm really interested in how they're gonna, throw in Jin's story, or if it's just gonna be a rinse and repeat.
I'm so done with Jin's stories, dude. We've had 3 games focused on Jin. Like,
yes,
I'm so
get rid of him.
So done with
Not get
Jin.
rid of him, but
no need to get rid of him. Just don't make him the focal point. I mean, he's like John Cena of Tekken. We're done. We're tired. Anyways, let's move on. Last but not least, we have the Big Daddy and his boy.
Oh man, what game are you even talking about? What is that?
Is that God of War?
Boy.
Yes. Did you see the God of War trailer?
Oh my God, was I right?
Yeah.
Yes. You're right.
She's so excited.
Okay, someone send her a prize. Someone send her a prize.
You are
What the
rash,
hell?
insubordinate, and out of control. This will not
Yes.
stand.
I was right. Sorry.
Take that. All right.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Go ahead. That's it.
Mahatmama, are you psyched for God of War Ragnarok? Did you enjoy the trailer? Do you think that this is showing too much?
No, I did play the first God of War actually on my PSP that I had, and after that first sex scene, I stopped playing God of War. So,
God of War was that one specifically.
David
David looked right at her like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, and I didn't, and it's not even because of it being a scene like that. I was like, that's just not how this works. That's not how that would work at all. Ugh. So anyway, I do know about the lore of God of War.
I'm sorry to challenge you about this
I
one.
forgot about who rang.
Nothing that happens in God of War works the way it would work. If Kratos actually wanted to go against Olympus, it wouldn't have ended that way.
I'm just saying, if Kratos really, okay, all right, yeah, all right, I won't say it. I'm just saying that was not how you. That is not how you please a woman, and that was misrepresentation in gaming. That's all I will
Please
say.
break that down, because I know the chat is down.
Oh my god, what are we talking about now?
No, that's all. No, that's it.
Fans, y'all, we're here for a lesson. My hot mama about to break it all the way down.
Just saying, it's more than a couple buttons. That's all.
Let's go.
And twist, whatever.
One tip.
Twist.
Come on. Give us one tip. Everyone in the chat is waiting for one tip. How is it actually done?
What?
Pause. Pause.
It's not this kind of show, sir.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. No, let me tell you what kind of show this is.
See, this is that guy in the suit.
You can come
That
to
guy in the
my
suit is
OnlyFans for
talking.
that.
Ham, settle down. This is
The
the type
guy
of
in the
show that if you
suit.
bring up
Oh my god.
someone's gonna ask you to expagorate on it. If you think this is a show where you can say platitudes and then everyone just be like, "Oh, okay, that's super cool. Let's move on." This ain't it. Let's go to the chat real quick. Oshus is talking some rubbish. He says, on the real, Def Jam 2 Fight for New York is the greatest fighting game ever made. No, that is not true. Retro says Tekken 7 sold almost 10 million. Okay, everyone knows this. It's the best fighting game. And Mr. Inferno, Def Jam is great. Oh, great, not the best. Mr. Inferno Game says that's how Greek mythology works. Okay, Oshus, the new God of War is much more mature. Kratos is responsible dad now. How do you think he became a dad, Oshus? Huh? How do you think he became? He was pressing O. He was spamming O and twisting. My mama wasn't expecting that one. She wasn't expecting that one.
The twisting. I mean,
Blade X says he was moving his hips. That's why the twist was there. Okay. Okay. Dave, let's. You need to stop just laughing. We need you to jump in here. God of War Ragnarok. Is it going to be Game of the Year? And what do you think about the trailer? Go.
I thought the trailer was bang on point. It certainly got a lot of people very excited. Some of the reactions for the watch-alongs and that, even afterwards, it's like we got the trailer we've been wanting for all the fans of the series. And I don't know about Game of the Year. I think it's going to be touch and go. It'll depend on how the media receive it, especially if there's the twists and turns in it that we're thinking, because this is where anything trying to beat Elden Ring for Game of the Year is really going to come up against it. Elden Ring was exactly what everybody wanted and expected. All the bugs and the graphics and all the rest of it aside, they got exactly what they wanted and expected, and they waited a damn long time to get it. God of War 2022 or God of War Ragnarok is going to smash it. It's absolutely going to smash it. But is it going to give the people that are voting on Game of the Year what they want? I don't think so. I think it's going to take a few too many twists and turns based on what
Too
I've
many
heard and
twists.
seen.
Dude,
Enough, motherfucker! You ain't got enough.
I did it with a straight face.
I had to say it. I'm sorry. I had to say it. Too many twists.
yo, my heart,
Y'all are
my
wild.
heart got real urban. She got real urban for 2 minutes. It got real.
Urban, sir. Take
I
that,
was like,
Texas.
whoa.
We understand
I
what
was
Texas.
like, dude.
We understand what you mean when you say
I
urban.
was like, yo, what the hell?
Urban.
Oh my god. This stream today is just this stream today is out of pocket.
We're out of
Okay.
control.
Does that mean good or bad? I don't really know what that means. What does that mean? Can you tell me?
Out of
Yeah,
pocket.
explain Texan.
Out of
It-
pocket means
Go ahead.
good, or does it
Go
mean
ahead.
bad?
It can mean depending on just how you just perceive it. In this context, it's funny and fun.
Okay, good. Thank you. Sorry.
Oh
All
my
right,
god!
let's go to the chat for a minute.
We're breaking
we go
down
to Cozy.
vocabulary.
At it's me Patrick 97 says I think we are the best channel of the multiverse. Yes, we are. We have all the rings. Oh, sorry, all the stones, the Infinity Stones. Awesome. It's me Patrick 97. Osha says this is Elden Ring's championship year. Ain't no one touching From Software. I don't know, man.
Oh
Oh, no.
no!
Famous last words.
You don't know? I think that Elden Ring is going to be taking like Game of the Year for sure. 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
I think the interesting thing about Elden Ring is God of War is good for God of War fans, but it's not a game for like Elden Ring got people to play games that they normally wouldn't play, which is a phenomenal accomplishment. It's like how Overwatch got people who were like, I don't do first-person shooters to play first-person shooters. Elden Ring got people who were like, I don't do Soulsborne to play and enjoy Soulsborne. And I think that
Attempt
is a
to
significant
enjoy.
I don't
Taking
like
that ass kick.
some people, attempt to enjoy, but I saw a lot of people who would normally just like, I won't touch this game, pick it up and be like, oh, I like this.
Well,
in
and
ways
there-
that you, sorry, continue.
No, please.
I was gonna say
No,
in
no.
ways that you don't expect. I'm sorry, I stop mid-talk sometimes, but I'm still talking.
I have a problem of just getting excited and interrupting because I agree. So I completely agree with you. And I think that like, I know, oh, look at him. Loke's like, no, then why are they talking about Elden Ring? But
No. That's not
Inevitable.
my no.
But
Go ahead.
I mean,
Go ahead.
I think the cultural impact of Elden Ring is what is going to make it have like the Game of the Year, because I mean that whole thing of like, let me solo her, and everybody in the gaming community knows what that means.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, that's what gets you a Game of the Year. So that's all.
Let Me Solo Her legit did something that most game developers dream of doing, which is making the game more than a game.
Yes.
At that point, it became like something
Well, I
real.
see them.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Transcended.
Okay, let's go to the chat before Ham jumps in.
He's
Later,
telling you
says
won't matter.
Elden Ring. He said Elden Ring had more repeatable bosses than God of War had trolls. Ouch. Mr. Inferno says it's bigger. Yeah, size does matter. Don't let them lie to you guys. Size does matter. Oshus agrees with my heart.
You
He
wouldn't
says,
know.
"Yup, I hate Souls games. I hate Souls games and I love Elden Ring." Cozy, clean your dirty mind. Hamothy, God of War Ragnarok.
That was you. I was
Size
talking
of the
about
game
this
matters, Cozy.
versus my
Size of the
small
game.
knife.
Boy.
Yeah, we're talking
Relax.
about knives.
Go ahead. God of War Ragnarok. Game of the year. What do you think about the trailer? And what do you think about them showing so many things with the trailer? Go.
You know what? I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a fantastic trailer. Remember after I beat 2018 Loke and then they showed God of War and I told you on stream that I wasn't that excited for it.
Now you're hyped.
Remember that, Luke?
I remember feeling very offended.
Now, Doctor, the tables are turned. Do
Especially when we
whatever you
discussed the
like.
whole David Jeffy
The tables have turned.
DLC.
I mean, technically, any game that's a sequel is kind of that, whatever. But like, I feel like the reason why I wasn't that hyped for this God of War Ragnarok is because I had just recently beat this. I wasn't ready to hop right back into it. That was a long story. That was a lot to take in. So hopping directly into the next one would not be my jam. Would not be my jam. It doesn't leave you off with the same feeling like Last of Us did for me, where like I finished Last of Us 1 and I wanted to hop right into Last of Us 2. God of War just was more methodical and long and dealing with the child and just a whole lot of different things kind of going on, more to me than a Last of Us does. So now that I got to let it simmer, got to see some stuff, got to see people talk about it, I got to watch that gameplay, seeing them use that grapple and stuff like that. Like the gameplay looks better. I really like that they give you the choices of either weapon from the jump to start instead of just having the axe. So I mean, it has changed for me, and I am very excited for that game. Move on. I'm excited.
All right, and with that, we are done with the PlayStation Showcase.
What?
Xbox.
You didn't talk
David,
about the
you wanna say
other
something?
good. Never mind. No. If you were done, you were
Dave,
done.
go ahead.
Hey, even David put his hand up about something. What you got to say, bro?
What?
I was just going to touch on I wanted to ask a question actually of Ham. Did you play God of War 2018 and The Last of Us after becoming a parent?
Yeah, I was already a parent. Yeah.
Did you? And apologies for taking us down a niche pathway, but did you feel again? I did the same. Did you feel a very different? Like, did the story speak to you very differently when in Last of Us your dad figure looking after a young girl versus in the other one dad figure trying to work through the issues of a young boy? Did you sort of feel very differently about the protective in Last of Us versus trying to sympathize with Kratos, try to grow?
Yeah, as a father, I'd say that I was probably more like coddled with the thought of Ellie being like, like I want this like relationship to work out kind of aspect, to where when I was playing and then had Atreus with me, I was just like, man, I just want to ground this kid. I just want to tell this kid to just go sit the fuck down over there and let daddy handle his work. And, but then you found that you used him so often that it's like, as much as you get on my nerves, you're there. And like, I got to acknowledge you. And like, so yeah, Atreus got on my damn nerves like my daughter does, but I was also protective of Ellie like I'm protective of my daughter. So yeah, very real parent aspects come out when they do stuff like that in video games. I had the same exact feeling as Amicia with Hugo. Hugo, you're getting on my fucking nerves, but bruh, like I need you. You know, and I understand why you're acting like this, but fucking stop it. Like, you know what I mean?
I remember vividly saying out very loud once during that whole thing, I said, looking after Atreus is worse than that fucking escort mission in that Resident Evil game with that blonde-headed woman. And I just keep driving. There was points where he just drove me nuts. And my wife goes,
Really?
"Why are you worked up about this?" I'm like, "Because it's just you. Oh, it's like being a dad all over again."
I didn't come to a game to be frustrated about this damn kid.
I mean,
You
Trying to get
spank his
away from
ass a
him.
couple times.
So to be, and I raise
Right.
that because I want to just point out that in the next one, he's no longer a kid; he's a teenager or
Oh, that'll be
pre-teenager.
great.
So this is going to be fucking horrible for a lot of us.
It's going to be worse, yes.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's go to the chat. Mr. Inferno Game says more RGG games. My body is great. RGG being Ryu Gotoku. I think that's how you say it.
Ryu Ga Gotoku.
Yes.
Cool.
Those are great games. They're starting from the next one. They're not calling them Yakuza anymore. They're now calling them Like a Dragon. So because of the whole political element behind Yakuza.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. More
Yeah.
of this,
It's a big
more of
deal.
that.
It's
Is
a
it a
pretty
big
big thing
deal?
in Japan at the moment. Yeah.
Oh.
They have
Well,
to make
if they
statements
themselves
that
have
none
the
of their
problem with it,
company
then I think that's
directors
fair.
Yeah. It's happening there. Jermaine
I was
says
just hoping it
playing-
wasn't like United States pushing like some thought process onto another country. I was hoping it wasn't something like that, where it's just like that's their that if they want to do it, let them do it, kind of thing. Because sometimes we get to meddling.
Yeah.
Well, considering the influence that the United States has, there's something called soft power. Sometimes the US doesn't even have to tell people what to do, and certain countries fall in line automatically because that's what the US and the UK and whatever are doing. But let's not get too political.
Yeah,
right?
no.
Jermaine says playing Heavy Rain as a parent is a trip. Okay, on to the Xbox showcase.
Have that game. I've been waiting to play that. I just got it not that long ago. But continue.
So
Luke, sorry.
the Xbox Tokyo Game
Moving
Show.
Moving on.
Thank you. The Xbox Tokyo Game Show. Okay, guys, there's so many games. It is just too many games.
Oh, it is?
I'm just gonna ask you guys.
It's so many games you can't even talk about them all. Wow.
I'm going to ask each one of you guys, tell me which game got you guys the most excited, and we can move on.
What?
Mahat, go ahead.
I'm laughing at
Yes,
you.
I hear that.
Only one? All right.
Three.
That's rude.
I'm
7 games
no.
per panel member.
No, I think that is anybody else excited for Redfall? I mean, really?
Yes.
I
Let's play Redfall.
I know.
Let's play
Do you want to put Redfall with me when that
Yes.
drops, yo? Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, thank you. That's all right. Yeah, I'm excited about Redfall. I know it's coming in 2023. Yeah, cool. I wait for good things. Have no problem. I'm excited.
What else besides Redfall?
I am also liking what? Fallout is going to Pittsburgh.
I think that's
cool.
amazing. I think
Fallout is going to Pittsburgh. That's pretty cool. And that means something for Fallout 76 was in Appalachia, which is where I am. And Pittsburgh is kind of, right up there. So it matches along. I like how they're going with the worlds. I like Fallout. So I'm excited. Pittsburgh's going to be neat.
Fallout. Anything else?
Those are my 2. I don't need to pick
All
7.
right.
I can pick my 2.
All right. Dave, I challenge you to pick 3 games that Xbox showed and you're excited for.
Right.
This is a
Clarify,
challenge.
are we talking about ID at Xbox showcase? Or are we talking about the TGS showcase?
TGS.
Right. 3 games.
I need more water.
I think Xbox has done well to get a number of those Japanese games, the newer ones coming. I think that getting Ishin Like a Dragon, and it's one of the Square Enix ones. I think it's Yuden Chronicles.
Yeah.
They're gonna do well. They, for the, since the minor presence, for the part of the market that Xbox has in Japan, I think those two games are going to do well. But keeping it in context, it's not like we're not talking millions here. But there's still, something, and I say this respectfully, something's better than nothing, and it's about damn time they actually did something. The volume of games that are coming through, though, it's tough. A lot of them are really old, and they should have been there they should have been there well before this. But a lot of that decision making isn't with Xbox. It's with the other companies that just didn't see any value in putting them in there. So I don't know. It's a tough one. There are a couple of that thing for Overwatch. I think it will go down really well. There were a couple of other bits and pieces in there that I thought looked really well. The problem is they hit so many of them in such a short time frame. And the sizzle reel to go out at the end had like 15 games in 45 seconds. So it was very difficult to sort of keep up with a lot of those. But I mean, look, if you're an Xbox gamer, and you like Japanese games, this is a big win for you. This is a big win for you. There's some really quality games that are going into that service, and it's cheap as shit to get into it. I don't know if it's going to have the market penetration that Xbox are looking for with the Game Pass piece in Japan and Asia. But for everybody else, there's some good games that are showing up in there. So, I don't know. It's a tough one for me because I'm always looking at the businessy side of things as well as the gaming side. So, but yeah, I mean, Sonic Frontiers was one of those games. It's going day one in the Game Pass. That's a big win for the kids.
Let's save that up. Bye.
There's some other stuff going in there there's a few little sleeper games, I'd say, is what I would call them. Direfield Chronicles is another good one from Square.
Sonic Frontiers, Chronicle.
Slime Rancher.
What else are you excited for?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Slime Rancher.
My kids are going to be playing that.
Exo Primal was an interesting one. I was genuinely
Yes,
surprised.
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
I was going to say that.
God damn it. That game is
I was genuinely
fucking
surprised
phenomenal looking.
that Capcom went with that.
Well done, bruv. Well done.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that's
Ham,
my 3 rider. It's probably the only 3.
All right, Ham, you're gonna get your go. Jermaine says unholy. What is unholy? The amount of games that Xbox is putting on Game Pass or something else? Mr. Inferno Game says waiting on the spin. Who's doing spin? Osha says, yup, we're finally getting Persona series on Xbox. Yeah, that's a big win. Jermaine says our final some love for Deerfield Chronicles.
It looks
Cozy.
interesting. Yeah.
Xbox Showcase.
Okay, so here are the games that I found excited for. Obviously, the ones that already announced. My only comment on what's the Exofield game is that Capcom will do everything but give us another Lost Planet. Anyway, I mean, Exofield looks good. It looks great, but, Exo Primordial, I'm mixing up game names. Anyway, whatever. It looks great. Okay, so, but, I'm excited for the, Naraka, update. I'm really excited for that. That seems kind of, I know, but yes, I'm excited for that. I will probably, other than Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, also excited for those two. And I am obviously Slime Rancher is the other big one. And everything else is like, oh yeah, that's definitely great. But Power World! Power World. I forgot. Power World.
Ooh,
Power World.
Pokemon with guns, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome.
Yes.
That looks freaking
What is
Yeah.
this?
Pal
Power
World.
World. They're so
PAL
cute looking.
World.
And they
That
killed
game is
it.
gonna do damage. That game is gonna do damage in terms of active users long term. Yes, David, don't be shaking your head.
I'm
That is
excited for
gonna
Power
happen.
World.
It's not gonna be as good as Pokemon, but it's gonna do numbers, especially when it goes on PC. Amethy. Okay. Sorry, before we go to Ham Solo, Mr. Inferno Game says Nino Kuni and Guilty Gear, getting him psyched. Very good choices. Jermaine says Unholy the Game. Oh, yeah, I didn't see that one. Amethy, go ahead. Xbox Showcase. What blew your socks off?
Yeah, it was Exo Primal. That game right there, it just looked so goddamn smooth. Yes, it gave me a very, very much so, like Cozy said, kind of Lost Planet vibes a little bit, mixed with what's that game? Second Extinction a little bit. It kind of looked like that as well. God, what game am I thinking of? There's another game that I'm thinking of that has just like insane amounts of hordes of just things that you kill. But anyways, it's just one of those kind of games where it's just like spray, just keep shooting. And I absolutely love that kind of stuff. So I am with it. I'm with that game. Let's go. That was the best game announced to me in that show. Yellow.
Okay. In the chat, Oshus is capping. I don't know what is into this guy. He says, but like most of Xbox Showcase this year, everything was mid. It was not mid. That was an excellent showcase. Jermaine says Dino Crisis. Did we see anything from Dino Crisis? I didn't see anything from Dino Crisis. All right, let's keep
I was just
it
laughing
moving.
at David's face.
Okay, so before we finish with the showcases, I was supposed to lead with this one, but I got the order wrong. Mahat, who had the best showcase? Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. Pick one.
I don't know. Why? You want me?
All right.
Okay.
Trying to
I don't think she said she watched any of them.
I didn't watch any of them. Like I've been, I can't. I really can't answer that. So
that's fair.
She's a busy mother. She hasn't got time for that shit. I will just point out one thing that no one talked about, including myself, talked about coming out of that Xbox showcase. Anyone mention Deathloop?
Well, I didn't mention that specifically because it's been out for a year. If I was really dying to play that, I would have bought it for my PS5.
Same. I have a piece. But yeah.
Is that coming to Xbox?
I'm excited to. I'm excited to try it because it's in Game Pass, but I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that like that's the most exciting thing that I've seen because it's been out for a year and I have a console that I have two things that can run Deathloop. I didn't run out and buy it. It's not the most exciting thing.
I'm excited. It's gonna be on. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming to Game Pass.
20th of September.
Yeah, this next Tuesday.
Yep.
Cool.
With the free update. So I raised that point because that was what, aside from that mad rush sizzle reel at the back end of the TGS for Game Pass, for Game Pass's showcase, for Xbox's showcase, it might as well have been Game Pass. The best one of the three would have to be the State of Play because of the mad reaction that it's done huge numbers because of that God of War announcement at the back end of that one. But in terms of an update for a fan base, I'd go as far as to say the Xbox One was the one that produced a lot of content update because it just pumped out like 22 or 30 something games that are coming to Game Pass and Xbox over the next short.
I like what Dave's saying right now.
And they were like, they're here. Some of them they dropped and they were like, yeah, here are the games. They're like,
I like what Dave's saying right now is because he's like, Xbox pretty much said, here's a plate of food. And PlayStation was like, yo, this is what we're cooking. So it was two different. I mean, you can go into one or the other and say, oh, I don't like this because of that. I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff on Twitter from some Xbox fans saying the PlayStation Showcase was trash. And I was like, dude, have you guys not seen the last several state of plays? Like, this state of play was phenomenal compared to the last several state of plays. This is one of the best state of plays I've seen since they we're talking about like Spider-Man and Wolverine and stuff like that. So I mean, I think people are tripping, and I think people are getting too much into their feelings about these consoles and stuff like that, and not being legit with themselves. Like, dude, it was a good showcase. The Tokyo Game showcase for Xbox was surprising because they are never fucking with Tokyo or Asia shit. The Nintendo one was fucking nuts too. The ones that sucked was like Disney. The ones that sucked was like Ubisoft. Those ones, I mean, other than Assassin's Creed, Ubisoft was not good. The Disney showcase was like paint of other video games.
Why did Disney do a showcase? I honestly was just like, there's a Disney showcase. What are they showing?
Yeah. My
fresh paint of other games.
Exactly. My personal favorite, we were talking about this before the show started, my personal favorite was Konami's showcase last night with their new game announcement. All the live stream co-streamers were Silent Hill or it's Metal Gear Solid remake and are betting the house on it. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters is what they came out with. And that was almost a Kojima-style bait and switch. I thought it was hilarious the way that some people went on.
But they gave us... But honestly, as someone who doesn't really like Silent Hill, I was like, you know what? I like these games. I'm down.
Yeah. Definitely. But to answer your question, Luke, I think the best one, I'd go with State of Play because of the giant reaction we got out of the back end of that one. But they all, there was plenty there for an industry for a player base that's been starved of a decent amount of news for so many months. All three of them actually came up, and I was quite surprised with the Xbox one. I'll be honest.
Not Nintendo.
That idea showcase, that was garbage. All three of them.
Nintendo has constantly delivered.
I mean, yeah.
You just have to be a Nintendo fan to be aware.
I'm pretty sure the last Nintendo Direct was around the same time as the last State of Play, so.
It was the same day, actually, I think.
But yeah, Nintendo has had a really stellar year, but if you're not like a Nintendo fan, you wouldn't really keep up with what they've been doing. But they've just been they've been destroying wallets.
Yes.
They do.
In the chat, we have Mr. Inferno Games who says, I blame Loke for Disney.
It is. Let's blame it on the Texas. Blame it on
you know what? It's fine. I'll take it. Usher says Sony wins by default because they didn't actually make an effort. Nintendo... Oh, because they actually made an effort. Nintendo and Xbox didn't even try.
Just because you don't like games... Are you a fake gamer? You a fake gamer?
No. Here's the... Can I say something?
Go ahead.
This multi-billion-dollar company talking about efforts. Stop it.
I do have something to say. Okay, I genuinely think that it doesn't... all right, now I'm all nervous because now everybody's listening to me. God damn it. All right. If you like party games and shit, Nintendo, that's awesome. Go do it, and that doesn't mean that is all they do whenever I say these things. But whenever I think of Nintendo, I think of party games, playing with my friends, love that shit. When I think of Sony, I think of big budget, beautiful looking things like a fucking movie, because you know what? Sony is a goddamn movie production studio. And when I think of Xbox, I think of a way to get into gaming. And so I think that everybody should just be happy about all the showcases. That's what I think.
All right. Everybody wins. Everybody gets a trophy.
Hey!
Cozy.
There ain't
Hey,
nothing
hey,
wrong
cut
with
the
that.
cap.
That
Cut
text
the
is
cap,
coming
Lo.
out.
There's
Cut the
nothing
cap.
wrong.
Every opinion is valid.
Which one do I
Cozy.
think the best?
Yes.
I think. I mean, Nintendo. I'm not even gonna lie. No. So here's the thing. Something like what I was saying before. Like, if you keep up with all these, you can play like such a wide variety of games. Xbox, yes, they fed us with like stuff, and they've dropped stuff, and I appreciate that. PlayStation didn't really personally do. They did what they were supposed to do for people that are fans of PlayStation. And Nintendo just delivered a good variety of games. Some games that I didn't even expect to just be announced.
Cozy, stop.
Well,
How are you going to say that about PlayStation and then turn around and say, "Oh, but Nintendo did some great
so here's
games"?
the thing. I don't like most of Nintendo's big games. I don't like most of Nintendo's big games. But there are games that I do like that are really popular on the Switch. That are made by third parties. And that is why I like, because those games are the ones that I typically buy.
Cool.
I think.
Okay. Hamothy.
Mario Rabbids even is a Nintendo game.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nintendo takes the dub as far as Cozy is concerned. Hamothy, which showcase took the cake?
Oh, well, as we were just kind of talking about, it kind of depends on how you look at it. But if I'm just like cutting straight to like just saying like which one was most appealing to me.
Yeah.
Like, let's say every single one had a game that was coming out tomorrow. Which one was the most appealing to me? It'd easily be.
You're tied to a chair, and you have to watch one of the 3 showcases for the next 6 hours. Which one are you picking?
Oh, I'm picking the
You don't even
PlayStation
get to
showcase
play the
this time.
games.
Done.
I mean, I was getting ready to say that right before you alluded to something else.
Man, you were going round and round.
No, I
Game
wasn't.
says Cozy loves farming. We know this.
I do.
Usher says showcase full of farming games. Wow.
You can never have enough farming games. Harvestella is going to be great, and
the same way you can never have enough samurai games, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
Okay. We are done with the showcases. Decompose. Just breathe it out.
Look at my snacky snack.
I did great.
Oh yeah. What's Cozy eating this week? What is Cozy eating? Yes, you did great, Mahat. You did very great. Yes, you did. Okay. Cozy is going to get her snacky snack. So I'm going to explain the next segment to Mahat. So now we're going to do game predictions. Basically, what we do here is we predict the Metacritic score for games that are coming up next week. Luckily, the gaming industry has never had a week without games. So this will be an ongoing segment forever in perpetuity. I think you know how they grade the score, like from 0 to 100. That's how they do Metacritic. So you can just go ahead and pick one. No cheating. So don't keep Googling what they had.
Okay,
I'm not. The previous game was.
You guys are going to make me
snack. I already opened it.
Off the top of your head.
Oh my god!
In oil, in olive oil. It's mackerels in olive oil.
Dave, at least pretend to care what Cozy's going to put in his stomach.
I can't comment. My father used to eat sardines straight out of a can, so
they're delicious.
That face she got so right now.
Wow. Oh yeah.
She's looking deeply at it.
It's just mackerels. Little mackerels. See? They're good.
Oh, those are sardines.
No, there's mackerels. They're different. They're a different animal.
Is it fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mackerels are a good fish because they taste kind of the same cooked and not cooked. Very strong fishy flavor, but I love them.
I thought you were talking about macarons, and I was
Oh!
like, those are not macarons. And
How do I call her out? How do I call her out
Wait.
now?
So you understand the difference between macarons and macaroons? Because the most offensive thing ever is the way people say macaron, and now they call them macaroons. And I'm like, that's not a macaroon because I love macaroons. I like macarons less than I like macaroons, and so it's annoying that people are like, "Oh, it's a macaroon." I'm like, "That's not a macaroon."
you don't know what you're talking about. Say it right. Yeah, I very much know that a macaron is some sort of a fancy cookie with colors.
And the
I ain't
sandwich
never
thing.
had one, but I've seen them on the internet.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Okay.
But anyways.
Cozy's eating section brought to you by the
I also
Food
have a hunk
Channel.
of cheese.
Just eating a block of cheese.
You are the coolest person ever.
Last time I was here, she was chewing on the bottom end of a whole cabbage.
What
Yes.
the hell?
Oh yeah, I forgot. I forgot about
What
that.
the
She's just eating
2 hours into
cabbage.
the show. We were 2 hours into the
Cozy.
show, and I couldn't figure out what she was eating, and then
What she
somebody
was eating.
asked her, and
Huh?
she was eating a cabbage.
Yeah. So,
Damn!
real quick,
Mr. Inferno.
Yeah.
when we talked to advertisers, you talked about macarons. We didn't talk about cheese.
Yeah, what
Right?
cheese is
When
that?
we negotiate,
Oh,
when we
this is
negotiate
the
these contracts, we need to
Tillamook.
stick to them. Oh man,
Extra sharp cheddar.
That's fire right there.
Uh-huh.
Tillamook is fire. That's some good
Man,
shit.
I
They
like
have a
sharp
2-for-1
cheddar.
sale right now. Buy one get one sale. They have a buy, and I was like, okay.
Where's my husband? Oh, there's my husband. How are you doing?
It was actually supposed to
Probably
go
gonna
on
get
my
a hot
corned beef hash.
the way
One
this
mo-
is going. 'Cause
I know what corned beef hash
no
is.
I
one's
love
paying
corned beef hash.
attention to the safe word. No one is paying attention to the agreements we have with sponsors. It's just all over the place.
Oh,
Mr. Inferno Games says, "Ew."
Hey,
I don't think he's feeling the macarons. Yeah, Dave.
I use the safe word. And I stuck to topic. So don't go picking on
Yes.
everyone and include me in it.
I'm bad. I'm okay with being bad. It's fun doing bad things.
Man.
You understood that reference.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? At least Dave follows instructions. Usher says, "Lol, it's all those Nintendo farming games Cozy plays." Okay. Madlex
Actually,
Games.
that's why
Oh,
I
I
do
made
like
it
fish a
back.
lot.
Madlex Games is he made it
Yeah!
back in time for Cozy's food section.
Oh my
Enjoy, Matt.
God.
Enjoy.
Like, whenever you play Animal Crossing, do you eat mackerels?
Yes.
Oh my God! Lane!
So half of my fish knowledge came from Animal Crossing and other Japanese farm games where you just randomly fish. And so then I would go to the grocery store and I'd be like, "Oh, that's the fish from my game," and I'd be like, "I'm gonna buy that fish." You know, I don't know anything about breeds, but it's in the game.
My son has learned so much from Animal Crossing, from the fishing and junk like that. Cozy has eaten mackerels before from the game. They're a real thing.
No.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Got
Hey.
schooled.
Hey.
That happened.
Hi.
Okay, so can we move on now?
Yes, sir.
All right. First off, we have
Wow.
first off we have Diofield, the Diofield Chronicle coming to PS4 and 5, Xbox One and Series consoles and PC. September 22nd. Cozy, what is your Metacritic score prediction for this one?
83.
All right. Ham, the Deerfield Chronicles.
77.
Not feeling the JRPG. Okay. Dave, Deerfield Chronicles.
Controversially, 72.
Wow, I thought Ham was low. Mahat,
Wow. Gatorade.
Yes.
Yep. What is your Metacritic prediction for the Deerfield Chronicles?
Are there deer in it?
Not that I know of.
No.
It's not Deerfield. It's D-O. Like D-I-O Field.
I'm sorry, your thick Texas accent is hard to
Deerfield.
understand.
D-I-O? D-I-O Field?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know how Square does like weird titles that are like nonsensical.
It's a
Oh,
JRPG.
so there's
Oh
no
my
deer
God.
at all?
Again. Again.
Okay,
Zero
okay.
deer confirmed.
Okay, then I'm giving it a 4%.
A 40?
Oh,
Say 4. Please say that again.
4%. 4.
That'd be a 40. Oh no,
Four.
never mind. That's a
No, 4.
That's
It's
a 4.
If
Dave,
there's
Four
no
out of
deer,
100.
it's 4%.
out of 100.
Yeah, no deer. I don't like it.
You're supposed to predict what the critics would say.
They're gonna look for deer. They're gonna be like, this game doesn't deliver what I thought was in it.
Yeah,
Four.
it doesn't do what it says on the box.
I
That's
played
what they
Deer
do.
God, okay? That's a good game. Did you play Deer God? That's a good
What?
game. Deer
Is
God.
it like Dear God, like Dear Margaret, or is it Dear God, like you're a deer and a god?
Like you're a deer and a god, like DEER. Yeah. I played it. It's cool. I liked it.
Ew, my burp is
anyways.
gross. My burp tastes nasty.
we can't allow Cozy and fucking Mama just to just
What?
to just go so off course with every single thing. It's so
We should
freaking hilarious. But
You're
it
welcome.
is-
I'm tracking it, and I think we got like 6 new subscribers. So we should keep going left. Right? Just keep going left. Doesn't matter if we're going in circles, just keep going left. Just turn left.
I mean, I'm laughing and I don't give a shit.
Matt likes games says 147. Dude, it's 0 to 100. Pick a number. Jermaine says the demo is out on PS4. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Anyone else interested in the game, go ahead and get the demo on PS4. Next, we have a personal favorite of mine. This game's not even out, but I am super, super excited for it. We have Serial Cleaners coming out on all platforms, including the Switch, on September the 22nd. Cozy, Serial Cleaners. What is
Cereal
it?
cleaners. Are they? Is it cereal like the grain, or is it cereal like
As in killers.
Kellers? Kellers?
Yes, as in cereal. Yeah.
Wait. Cereal like as in something that continues on, or cereal as in the
Repetitive.
grain? What?
Repetitive
Okay,
serial is in like a
serial.
serial
Okay,
killer.
thank you. Okay, wait. What was the name of the game that we're talking about?
Serial Cleaner.
Cereal
Cereal Cleaner.
Is it an indie game?
Yeah.
Who makes it? New studio?
Draw
Cozy,
distance
give us
made
a
it.
score.
No, because you can't just tell me like what a game isn't. Never mind. Fine then. I'm just gonna say it's a.
Okay, I'll give you the premise.
Okay.
Yeah.
The premise is there's murderers in the game, all right? And
Yeah.
you are someone that's part of a team that cleans murder scenes.
Oh, that sounds fascinating.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
I'm going to
Yeah.
give it an
Sounds like
87.
8? Oh, okay. Okay, I was close. Hamothy, what's the score for Serial Cleaners?
82.
Okay, solid. Dave, Serial Cleaners.
I think I'll give it a 68.
That's great.
Mahatma,
Look, you seem a
Serial
little hurt.
Cleaners. I took a second to compose myself.
what? Because it was a very specific 68.
Bro. And he sounded like he meant it. Because his face was looking to the side and I heard clicking on his side. So he probably Googled it.
He was
And
like
saw
60.
images and I was like, no, this is bad.
No. I don't
So
know. I think it's
what's your
going to do
prediction,
well.
Mahat?
I think it's going to do
Okay.
well if it's anything like Power Washer, but with dead bodies. So I think 88 or 87.
Yeah. No, you can pick the same one as someone else because you already
Oh,
picked
well, you
87.
didn't tell me that rule. Okay.
Yeah,
88.
you didn't, Loke. You can't just change the
You
rules
can't just make up
mid-rule.
rules. You don't
Oh
just
my
make up rules
God.
in the game, sir, even if you are in a suit.
Um,
I need more drink.
Oh.
Lane. I
um,
need my son. Excuse me.
let me not be mansplaining out here. Let's just move on.
Because you didn't tell
Next
the
we
rules.
have yes, it's one of my toxic traits, Cozy. Just deal with it. Next we have Solstice coming out on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Cozy, Solstice. What's the
What
score?
genre of game is it?
JRPG.
Made by who?
Oh, I like how that's
Oh,
going. It's like 20 questions and you explain it to us.
pretty much.
I like it.
It's published by Modus Games, developer Reply Game Studios, engine Unreal 4. Would you like to know who did the art?
Yes.
Look at his face. His face is so.
Hideki. My face is what?
Your face is just so unamused. You're like, would you like to know the art?
I'm trying to be helpful.
I'm gonna give it a 78.
I'm trying to be useful. Page 78 for Cozy.
Oh my goodness.
Ham, Solstice, PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, coming out September 20th.
See.
Like any extra information behind that, sir?
I'm gonna give it just an 80.
All right. Dave, Solstice.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Be kind, you said.
Rewind.
77.
Said, oof. Damn, man. I said be kind. Mahat, I'm counting on you right now.
Solstice?
Yes. Medlike's game says 70. Wow.
I don't know. I'm going to say. Space is going well right now, so. Yeah, we're going to give it an 85.
I like Mahat's predictions. I think I'm predicting that Mahat's gonna win when we check the scores next week. Now we have the
Yeah, especially after
tweets.
that fucking 4.
Oh man!
It might not
That
even
was
rate.
solid.
It might not even rate.
Look, there's 3 games. She's gonna get 2 right.
What's the lowest Metric score?
Was what?
I'm not doing anything either. I'm not doing anything.
Okay. Notable tweets. Mahat. In this section we pick tweets. Sorry, I read out tweets and then you guys give me your reaction on those tweets, on said tweets. Or you can just say no comment if it's too spicy.
Oh.
All right? Okay. So I'm going to start with Dave so you can get a feel for it and then I'll jump to you. Dave.
Yeah.
At Rice Sanity said, this might fly under the radar a bit, but this is a hot tweet. So what he was quote tweeting is Phil Spencer saying Game Pass is the output of competition in our market. Competition is about driving competitors to innovate. What's your take on this tweet?
It's a competition drives competitors to innovate is it's very poignant. It's very accurate. Competition will always drive innovation. But in the context of what Phil said, in the context of what Phil was said, that comment in having seen that conversation and that interaction, it's a bit presumptuous to say that Game Pass is driving innovation in a saturated market, where we're starting to see subscription services fall by the wayside because of that saturation. I think it's misplaced. The focus shouldn't be on the service delivery. The focus should be on the quality of what is in that service. So, I don't know. It all comes back to the one point. I don't think Phil's the right guy for the moment to lead Microsoft Gaming. I think he's gotten it to the point where they've made the big shift. They've made the big change up, but I think they need somebody else who can drive it home. I don't know if Phil's got the sharpness or got the death cut ability to actually get the thing over the line from some of the stuff he says. He says really smart things at times, and then 5 seconds later he says something really stupid to back it up. So, I mean, yeah, competition drives innovation, but then who's the competition that he's referring to? Like, if it's streaming services for games, there's not a lot there. For streaming services in general, it's starting to take a downward turn.
Interesting. Mahat, what's your take on this tweet? Sorry, before you go in, Riskit said, and he's wrong. Who's wrong? Is Dave wrong or is Phil Spencer wrong? Go ahead, Mahat.
I think that. I mean, I don't know. I think he's a person, and that's what people will say things, and it's. I don't know. I think it's true.
So you agree with Phil?
I mean, I don't think that you become the best at something from doing everything the same way. I think that, you do have to change things a little, but I don't know. I like where streaming games is going because I like being able to pay a set rate because I don't have a bunch of money, and then being able to play a bunch of different games that I couldn't have been exposed to because I couldn't afford to play them. So I think that there's a market there. But
all right, fair. Riskit says, "Yep, Aussie man is wrong." So he was going at your neck, Dave. He's going for your neck, and he says, "And innovation drives competition." All right. Guess he's considering Game Pass as innovation. Cozy, don't make that face. Cozy, what is your take on this tweet? And do you agree with Phil Spencer?
I agree. It's like an adapt or die. And I think what we're seeing is eventually there'll be more subscription services pop up, but I think but they each offer something kind of different, and the thing about it is Microsoft, with Game Pass, they've been doing something that a lot of other services have not been doing as far as subscriptions go. And yes, that's partially because they can afford to. But it's like similar to how Netflix's problem was initially that they relied on other people to give them content. And they were dominant enough that they could just do that. And then they didn't push their own stuff until so late in the game that it caused a lot of problems for them. Microsoft, we're still very early in the game. The streaming game. we are still very early in that, and Microsoft is already not just pushing other people to basically, here's the benefit of putting your game on our, in our Game Pass, but also we are bolstering our own people to come up with reasons for you to for people to actively maintain their subscriptions. Because I've used a lot of gaming subscription services. Like, I would never subscribe to EA by itself, but as included, yeah, sure. I don't think I'd ever subscribe to Ubisoft at all. But if it was included with Game Pass, I'd be like, sure,
All right. Before we go to Ham, Dave, Riskit says Phil Spencer is the wrong man for the job. Why? Do you want to go back at him, or
Uh-oh.
we just move on to him?
Let Ham talk
I'm
first.
putting him on a platform.
Let Ham talk first. I'm interested to hear Ham's response before I make further comment.
All right, Hamothy, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with David. I completely disagree with him. I see what he's saying in some aspects where Phil Spencer says one thing and then he says another. Man, I mean, I am right there with you on the like, what is he talking about kind of train with you a little bit. But what I have noticed is that he's really good at working. He's really good at working in the background and like kind of just throwing things around, at least at people, to where people are kind of confused and not sure what's going on. People are looking at his freaking background. Oh, what's on his cover? You know, people are like he is like literally like the Dos Equis guy, where it's like when he comes on, when he comes on, it's like, oh shit, it's him. And it's just like, I don't really know what he's talking about, because he says I'm the most, interesting man, right? You supposedly saved this, but we can't even like really like exactly grasp everything that you've done properly compared to what you haven't and whatnot. Like, we can't even like put a good thumb on like whether you're like great or just really helpful at the time. But I feel like he's just a master manipulator, man, to where he will catch you slipping and grab something, and he ain't fucking around anymore. And that's the thing. And I'm really excited to see what he has up his sleeve coming out, because I mean he knows that he's made a lot of promises. I mean, he gets reminded daily of what he's said in the past constantly. And I mean, I see it within the community. You don't have to look very far on Twitter to notice that somebody's calling out Phil Spencer on this or that or a third. The same thing literally happens with Jim Ryan as well. I mean, you can say that too. Lion Ryan. You can see that stuff everywhere. Hell, I've said some things about, how I don't like what Phil Spencer has done. And I've definitely said some things about how I haven't liked what Jim Ryan has done. But what I give them both credit on is I give credit on Phil for fucking working in the background and getting shit done. And I mean, it's kind of, I feel like I'm giving Phil the same kind of credit that, you were given, that you'd give PlayStation guys or like Jim Ryan and stuff like that. It's weird. It's weird. You can feel the tension between those two individuals when they're talking about these products that they're trying to deliver. I mean, as much as I get frustrated at what Jim Ryan says, I don't think he's going to fail. And I don't think Phil is either. I mean, that's where I'm at with it. Like, it's that much of a toss-up to me between the two of them. And when it comes to streaming, like, this whole streaming thing is currently, to me, I think it's at a low point right now. But it's like a bubble that's just getting bigger and bigger, and it's gonna pop, and that's what these companies like NetEase and like, let's say, like Tencent, and I mean, like, dude, once that pops and whoever it funnels into first, it's gonna be crazy and interesting. And I can see why some companies would be worried about a deal like Activision and whatnot, but it seems that the only ones interested in it right now is Sony. So I mean, it's just like I said, there's just so many goddamn moving parts, and to be thinking that Phil isn't the right man for the job, I think it's too early to make that judgment right now. And same with Jim Ryan right now. It's too early to make that judgment for either one of them, because they're both at the point of like really having to deliver. And I think you should give somebody a solid couple of years to deliver, or else you're not really you're not really out there trying. Does that make any
All
sense?
right. Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It does.
I'm hearing what
Dave,
you're saying.
Dave, you said you didn't want to risk it until you heard from him. Do you still want to respond, or can we just move on? Because we can do that.
I will take 2 minutes to say what I need to say about this.
All right, go.
And I'm hearing what I heard what Ham said, and I think he's articulated it quite well. Without hitting the same notes as everyone else does, yes, they're two very different situations for both gaming businesses. What Phil has as at his advantage is what Jim Ryan has as a disadvantage. Phil's got a massive cloud infrastructure at his beck and call. Phil's got a huge deep pocket at his beck and call. Phil's got a dedicated player base at his beck and call, and Phil has got a player base outside of what's dedicated to him that are screaming for stuff. What Phil has not done in the last couple of years that Jim has managed to beat him on is games, first party games hitting the shelf. Now that's a give or take. It's important for some, it's not important for others. I mean, everything that PlayStation's put out first party, most people on this panel wouldn't be interested in anyway. So it's neither here nor there. But the fact that Phil hasn't leveraged, and he's been in that job for a long time now, the fact that Phil hasn't managed to leverage those big powerhouse, world-leading positions that Microsoft has to a point where he should have caught back up by now, if not be leading in a lot of different areas.
See, I think you're wrong right there. But go on ahead and finish. I think you're wrong right there, yeah. But go on ahead and finish.
The arguments around quality, and that's another thing I'd say, the arguments around quality are null and void as well, because you got to play to the market that's in front of you. But again, mobile gaming is a huge thing in Asia. Console gaming has been on the decline for 20 years. Yet, for some reason, Microsoft hasn't been able, or Xbox hasn't been able to penetrate into that market as hard as what they should have. It's the same in a lot of other areas. I understand when you say, yeah, he's working hard in the background, his whole team's working hard in the background, and yes, he's great at fronting up on camera and saying stuff. But from a business perspective, that thing is not performing where it needs to be for a sustainable future. And the big risk is that they're going to fall over not to outside competition, but competition from within Microsoft itself. And that's the piece that concerns me. Phil's not the right man for the job at the moment. When Phil gets into a boardroom meeting with the rest of the Microsoft segment execs, Phil's getting walked over with the things that he wants. And the best thing he's managed to come up with is, we want to spend $70 billion on Activision as a Hail Mary to do a few different things. And look, I hope it goes through, because they desperately need that amount of IP. But he's backing himself into a corner with it in a lot of different business areas where if the thing falls over, it could take the whole Xbox with it. And then Xbox may cease to exist completely. Now, I don't know if that's a smart thing or not, whether that's going to pan out, but he's got plenty of other things he could have been doing to generate more for his customer base and to expand his customer base, especially with being able to leverage off Azure and cloud gaming and all the rest of it, but broadening that out into mobile gaming and gaming on the go. I don't think he's got the killer instinct to get it done. And I don't mean that out in the public. I mean the killer instinct in the boardroom. That's my take.
Okay, Ham, before you go, I just need to go through the chat for a bit. Osha says Sony just want to keep selling $500 plastic boxes, and they're very bitter about being forced to compete because they know where the future is headed. Mr. Inferno Game says the content is coming. It's just... Sorry?
If you pay attention to the back end stuff of what Sony's doing and PlayStation's doing, they've got it covered. They're shifting into full online streaming gaming. They've got plenty of technology there to cover it. The problem is that Sony's had to build it and develop it. Microsoft has had it for the better part of the last decade. And that's what pisses me off, is Microsoft should be a lot further in front than what they are in that space.
I think so.
Hold on. Go ahead, Cozy, go ahead.
I was gonna say, on one end, the thing is, a lot of these pieces weren't there, but I don't think, technology rapidly accelerates as far as what we can do with it. So, like, when you talk, like, cloud gaming, if game is on the cloud, I play it on the cloud. I've been saying this for ages, and I've been doing it for a while, and I've watched it grow. So a lot of the problem is a lot of these places don't grow. Sony is currently a smaller obstacle than what the future holds. And I think that currently Microsoft is building the infrastructure to have gaming at a better place. And I think when you talk about everyone's talking about Call of Duty, the Activision, everything, but the big winner with Activision will be King. And I think that's something that they are aware of.
Everyone is losing their minds because of Call of Duty, but I'm telling you, Microsoft
that's what they want. They want
This is a magic trick. This is a magic trick. Everyone is focusing on the wrong thing. The trick is here. Everyone is here. Focus here. King makes Call of Duty look like a joke in terms of monetization. Everyone needs to settle down with Call of Duty.
Yeah, the whole thing, making Call of Duty platform exclusives and whatever. That's not where that's not, yes. But you're right, Loke. It's the magic trick.
Yeah. Ham, before you lose your train of thought, you had something to say to counter Dave's thought. And after this, let's move on.
Okay,
Otherwise, we're going to be here for another 2 hours. Mahat, do you want to say something? Your mic's off. You're muted.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to have to be leaving soon because I only had a certain amount scheduled, and
that's fine.
Dinner time. He's cooking. He's mashing a bunch of chicken.
Mashing the chicken?
All right, so let's do this. Ham, say your piece, and then we'll do quiz time, and then we'll hop off real quick.
Okay, that sounds good. All right, let's do it. All right, so the only thing I was gonna say to combat back is like it has not been long enough, but to me, like I said previously, to make a generalization of somebody not being fit yet, in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that Xbox was falling apart and they weren't really going to even excel to the next generation. I mean, if you watch the documentary itself, it tells you straight up, like they were down bad. And then they decided to go all in on gaming. Satya Nadella said it with Phil Spencer. So to me, to think that, hey, he's not the right person, I don't think he can push the bucko. Yo, he's right next to the head of Microsoft. Like he's, I mean, I'm sure not every idea is gonna stick on the wall for Phil Spencer to him, but to make a big purchase like this while having the versatility of what Game Pass is, because it's not just for PC or Xbox, but it's for streaming as well. It's for remote play. It's for just talking to people. I mean, it's literally an ecosystem. It's not just streaming. Because I mean, it's kind of like what Luke was saying. Everyone's looking at one thing when the real thing is somewhere else. Like there is so many pieces to this that, like, to say, oh, I don't think he's the right man for the streaming thing. Well, you might have something. You might be right. Maybe they need to hire somebody else. But I think Phil Spencer isn't going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere. They might expand and grab somebody else to like take on some of his jobs. I mean, shit, that's what Bonnie Ross should have probably did at 343. I mean, they separated her job into 3 different places after she left. So like maybe it'll get to the point where you see more than one person in a seat like that, or like, somebody that works directly under him that speaks out for him, kind of like a Sarah Bond or something like that. They might keep growing or something like that. But I mean, because I do see that that it probably is better to have somebody be a spokesman specifically for this while somebody is a spokesman for that, so there's not too much crossing over and whatnot. But I don't know. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. And I'd like to come back to this at this exact time next year. And I think that I think one of us could stand more definitive at this time next year on one of these decisions.
Oh man, I really wanted to cut this. I wanted to cut this right here and do the quiz. Bro, this next year talk, man.
Oh, this next year's talk has been a lot of years for Xbox, right?
Oh man,
it's been a lot. Okay, it's been a lot of years.
It'll be my year. My year.
Let's do quiz time.
Okay.
It's interesting.
No, I'm not falling into this trap. Next year. It's always next year. Dave, last word, dude. Last word. We need to get off. Mahatma has got a life.
No.
Not like us.
No, you're right. Look,
everybody else has a life.
I just responding to the chat. I was, and this is a direct response to Risk It. I was asked for my opinion. I provided my opinion. My profession as a CFO and a financial analyst qualifies me to give my opinion. Now, if you don't like my opinion, that's fine. But if you're going to start taking personal attacks towards me, then you can take your West Australian two-headed fucking idiot perspective and you can go back and drive your fucking dump truck into the hole that you drive it around in. If you want to start personal attack, I'm more than happy to give it back. But I was asked for a professional
Let's
opinion.
not do that right now.
Leave it.
Let's not do that right now.
Clip that. Okay. Not to disagree with you, mate, but I'm sure you have your qualifications, etc. But everyone gets to have a say. I mean, I have no financial qualifications, but I'm up here talking about Xbox's projections.
Let me last on quiz time. I gotta pee.
Okay, you're gonna be last. Fine. Let me move Cozy here real quick. Let no one tell you that it's boring around here. All right? It ain't boring.
Hey, I like it. I like your crew. I like this crew, Ham Solo. I like it.
It's wild.
No, I love it.
It's spicy.
Yes.
Sam and I quite easily having
David. No,
I mean,
Look,
I did not like that argument, and I mean, I feel for you, Dave. I apologize that you had to go through that because I mean,
look,
I mean, that sucks. I mean, I'm pretty cool with risk it, and it just sucks. I mean, I don't like drama being brought upon. I mean, there's enough drama everywhere. I don't need it here. I don't need it here. So I apologize. I apologize to you, bud.
no,
All
it's
right.
fine. Look, I'll be
let's
honest,
give
I
this
was
more
enjoying that
oxygen.
back and forth with you, Ham. So I have no issues there, none at all.
Yeah,
That's how we learn.
yeah, and let's focus on the points, guys, not the people.
I have
Mahat,
returned.
here.
All right,
We are saved. We were saved. The show was in the mud when you were gone, Cozy. It was over. Like all the viewers left. No
You
one gave
seriously
a crap.
are. You're the pole. You're the pole.
You are the show. You are the show.
Anyways, let's get to the quiz time because I got to get moving myself, man.
All right, Mahat. Basically, this is true or false. Okay, so you have 50% chance of making every question.
Oh,
Even if you
good.
don't know, just pick true or false. All right. You're first up. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom releases on May 11th, 2023. True or false?
True.
False. It releases on May 12th, 2023.
He does that
Dave.
shit.
You're.
I know.
He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
No, she got it right the first time. She called me a motherfucker, and I will take that. I do that. Dave, there have been a total. Dave, there have been a total of 4 Pikmin games in the franchise's entire history. True or false?
False.
Correct. Dave is the first one on the board. Ham. Octopath Traveler was released on Xbox, but Octopath Traveler 2 will be skipping Xbox. True or false?
It is skipping. Yeah, that's true. True.
Ham has a point on the board. Cozy.
Yes.
Hideki Kamiya is the creator of Bayonetta, of the Bayonetta franchise. True or false?
True.
Correct. Everyone is on the board except for Mahat.
Wow.
Here's your chance to draw level.
I mean, that's not surprising.
Really?
I would expect absolutely
here's your
nothing
chance. Mahat, here's your chance to draw level.
Just read it.
10 Tekken games have been released in the history of the franchise. True or false?
Eight.
Sorry?
I thought we were just talking about Tekken 8.
Mahat,
So
10 Tekken games have been released in the history of the Tekken franchise. True or false?
Ozzy, come on.
No one's gonna give you hits or tips.
Oh, this is
True or
bullshit.
false?
Come on. Come on.
Okay,
Nope,
all
shit.
right. Well,
Nope,
let me
shit,
say.
that's
Let
what
me
it is.
think. Let me think. In gaming, there's always prequels and shit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
True or false?
Fucking true.
Mahat is on the board. She got it right.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Look at her.
Hammerstein.
She's a fucking champion.
Because I was like, you know what? You know what's really in? Them prequels. Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, it was the sequels that added, but okay, that is fine. That is fine.
I don't care. Nobody
Dave.
cares about chronological order no more. That's all that matters.
Okay.
Stop while you're ahead,
Dave.
Yakuza.
Yo.
Dave, Yakuza Ishin was announced at the PS State of Play. True or false?
True.
False. Like a Dragon Ishin was announced at the State of Play.
See, this is what he does.
Hamathi. Hogwarts Legacy exclusive PlayStation content will be available on all other platforms 12 months after the game's release. True or false?
True.
Damn. Okay, Raham's gonna try and go
Going for the
clean
win.
sweep this week. He's gonna try and go for the
He's
clean
gonna
sweep.
win.
Cozy.
Yeah.
Project Eve Stellar Blade has a female protagonist.
I don't
Are
want to
you
get
okay?
canceled.
You good, Mahatmama? You good?
Oh no, I'm just over here.
All right. Cozy. True or
True?
false? Correct. Why would you get canceled for getting
Because
the
I didn't
answer?
ask her how she identified.
Oh my god. Oh my
This is.
god, Cozy. Oh,
Stop
man.
it.
It's your fault Mahatmama is coughing all over the place. All right, Mahat.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2's new hero is named Kirito. True or false?
False.
Correct. Okay, she coming back.
Yeah.
Dave, the Xbox showcase had a total of 22 video game update drops. True or false?
That's the rumor.
Sorry?
That's the rumor. I'd say true.
Correct. It actually is
Uh-oh.
correct. It's
You
22.
guys are, you and Ham are going.
Ham. 14 Japanese developers were featured during the Xbox showcase. True or false?
True.
False. 13 developers.
You piece
That's
of
Oh my
shit.
god.
Your
You piece of
perfect
shit.
streak gone. It's gone. Ham's not perfect anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Cozy.
Yes?
If you get this one right, you will be ahead of everyone.
I'm gonna get it wrong.
Deathloop launches on Xbox Game Pass September 20th. True or false?
True?
Correct. Cozy is perfect today.
I thought you were doing a bullshit thing where it was the 22nd. Oh.
No, it's the 20th.
It's the 20th. All right.
Tricky. That's why it's tricky. Mahat.
Oh.
Deathloop features 2 black protagonists. True or false?
I don't. False?
Correct.
Yeah.
Dave. Assassin's Creed
Yo.
Valhalla was announced to be joining Xbox Game Pass at the Xbox Tokyo Game Show. True or false?
False.
Dave's got 3. Okay. It's tight.
Oh.
This week is tight. This week is pretty tight. Ham. Forza Horizon will be celebrating its 10th year anniversary in November. True or false?
True.
False. In October.
October. God damn it.
I know.
You
We're
are
just like.
down bad today.
Folks, stop messing with people.
I know. You keep
Look at how
messing
happy
with
he is
people.
about it.
He enjoys
'Cause I know
this
they
too
announced their
much.
10-year anniversary.
What's Doggo's name? Exactly. That's why I was trying to get it wrong. Mahat,
You're a
what's
piece of
Doggo's
shit.
name? Oh, her name.
Huh?
What's your dog's name?
Oh, it's Mini Donut.
Mini Donut.
Yeah,
Oh,
her name.
Okay,
false.
that fits. Did you say false?
What?
You said false. That's a lie.
Yeah.
All right. Cozy,
Yes?
this is for you to maintain your lead.
No.
Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes will feature 100 playable characters. True or false?
False?
Correct. It will feature over 100 playable characters.
What?
Who has the time to level those up? For real.
Wow.
For real.
That's
Yes.
not cool.
Yeah. Mahat. This is for you. This is this is the last round of questions. If you get this right, you'll draw level with Cozy and then maybe prevent her from winning. And
Girl, you
just
can
draw.
I have the lowest win rate of anyone.
I'm rooting for you. Like, you have no idea.
Second. Cozy, you're second. You don't have the lowest. You're second.
No, I have the
okay.
lowest. Wait. Oh.
Yes, you're second.
No, lowest win rate.
Hot. Oh, yes. That's true. Hot. The developers. You don't have to keep pointing this out, Cozy. Mahat, here's the question. The developers of Rise of the Ronin also developed Neo. True or false?
True.
Mahat draws level. Cozy, you're going to have to get your answer correct to get this win.
It's
They're going to
fine.
make you earn it. They're going to make you earn it.
Oh, it's fine.
Dave.
Yo.
Phil Spencer is 52 years old. True or false?
Oh.
Now I'm going to reaction. Go.
It's a setup. It's a setup.
Look at her
I think
face.
it's false.
Right? It's false. Are you sure? Is that your final answer?
It has to
Take
be.
a
If
second
it's not
guess.
his birthday today, it's false.
Okay, that is true. Dave also has 4. Okay. Ham, you are in the mud today. In the mud. No chance to even draw. Not even to draw, dude. That's how bad you're doing today.
Yep, I'm just killing it.
Jim Ryan. Dude, you're either perfect or you get like the worst score. Every week, you're either perfect or nothing. All right, Ham, this one's for you. Jim Ryan is 54 years old. True or false?
False.
It's true.
What?
Damn.
I would never guess. He
Ended the
looks
show
old as hell.
on an L. Ended the show
Poor
on
guy.
an L. Yeah, poor Ham. Poor
Not
Ham.
him, Jim Ryan. That's a stressful life.
All right, Cozy.
Yes.
Don't look at me anymore.
This one will give you the win.
I'm gonna
This
get
one
it
will
wrong.
Are you ready?
Yeah, as ready as I'll ever be.
Sega was founded by American businessmen Martin Bromley and Richard Stewart as Nihon Goraku Busan on June 3rd, 1960. True or false?
False.
Oh, of course, it was right there. It
What?
was right
That's
there.
a hard
It's
question.
true. It was true. I really wanted you to start catching up with Ham.
Is that a draw?
Sorry?
That's
Yeah,
a draw,
it's a
isn't it?
draw.
Is that a draw?
Draw. Yep. Mahat, David, and Cozy ended on 4.
Woohoo!
Wow. Mahat, that was impressive. Girl,
You were like,
You
I
are
don't know
dangerous.
a thing, and let me just blind guess all the right answers.
she pretended like she was like, "No, I'm, I don't know nothing. It's crazy."
I don't know nothing.
Although the Tekken one was pretty impressive.
That's not what the score says, but okay. The
I'm
score
trying
says
here.
you know a lot, and Ham is an idiot. That's what the score
Oh!
says.
Damn, you need to stick your head between 2 slices of bread and say, I am an idiot sandwich. Also, because you're hamathy. Because so you're ham
hamathy.
between 2 slices of bread. And that would be
A
great.
play on his name.
I like
Okay.
it.
Okay.
All right. Ham, it's been good. Take us out, please.
Beam us out.
Ham, I think.
Okay, I'm here.
You see, if Ham had to beam us out, we'd be dead. You know, the aliens would have
It is what it is.
caught up to us right now. Jeez.
It is what it is.
All right, take us out.
All right, yeah, that was it was insane episode, and you know, I mean, if I can't win, no one can, right? This is what it
Pretty much, man.
Fantastic, but Dave, thank you for coming back. Really good conversation. Love the disagreements. Love the points of view. Mahat Mama. The takes. I mean, they were something. They were something. No. I'm not lying. I'm not lying. Both of you, welcome back anytime. It was phenomenal, really fun. I don't remember the last time I laughed that much on a podcast in 3 hours. Like, I was supposed to be on a different podcast right after this one, and I just was like, screw it, I'm not going. Just because, like, I was having a good time. It was hilarious. It was fun. It was engaging. The chat was dope. Everybody come back. Remember to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this type of content. We'll be back here next Friday, same time. As for next week's episodes of my other show on this channel, Behind Them Sticks, got some pretty dope individuals coming through on there. Next week I got Jay Bari Strife coming through. That's on I believe that's on Thursday, and then Jersey's Finest
Zero bias
is
out.
and then Jersey's Finest is coming through on Tuesday. So I will see you guys then. But I appreciate everybody that came through. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thank you again, Mahat Mama and David, for coming in. And everybody have a good day. And as you know, as I like to say every time before I leave, keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace out.
Ciao.
All right. That show was a work of art, you guys.